Okay, so we are live. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Backwater J. I'm the GM. It's my job to kill these people.
Hey,
Make sure they're successful in dying. Just go down the list here of people that we do have. Inanna is absent at this point. We're not sure if she's coming, but if she is, she'll be coming later. Electra Ninja, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character and yourself?
Zidane. I am Electro Ninja, and I am playing Perry. I am a My Hero Academia / Miraculous YouTuber who has just released another freaking nerd chat video yesterday, and today a My Hero Academia video. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm playing Perry, the Parrot Pirate, and I have a magical eye that lets me see really good.
Oh, hang on. Before we move on here, real quick, I gotta catch up to myself. It's very important to show these things to people for the third time. If I can find them. There they are. And there he is. In all his parody glory.
Yep, there's Perry.
His backstory is entitled Paradise Lost.
And his post story is also going to be interesting.
If he survives.
If he survives. Or maybe there's an alternate universe version of him that will be appearing in my video game that I'm making. Hint,
Possibly.
hint. Nudge, nudge.
Plug. Daishana, would you introduce yourself and your character, por favor?
Hello, everyone. I'm Daishana, and I play. It's been a while. I forgot her name. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I haven't forgotten her name yet. I play Talia. She is a CF who has a bit of a little secret. Again, I'm not going to reveal it just yet. If it's a little too soon. But she's always trying to blend in. She's a bard, of course.
And bards are famous for that.
Yeah, and she's kind of keeping after seeing Perry, she's kind of keeping an eye out to make sure she keeps all her stuff.
All right. And finally, where did my oh, I'm on the wrong screen. I'm professional. Back this up to where it actually looks good on the screen.
Professional what?
Professional what? Nerd.
Bum. I'm a professional transient. Speaking of professional transients, we have with us the world famous Benjamin Fleeman. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Thorgrim Steelvein, a dwarf forge cleric.
That all you gonna say?
Well, last time when I said too much, this parrot made fun of me.
Benjamin Fleeman can also be found on YouTube. We'll have links in the description when this goes up. In any case, so brief recap. You guys had all boarded a brand new galleon that was sailing to the continent of Lazmir. So transoceanic voyage. And en route, it hadn't been long before trouble was stirred up in the nature of... Oh, I'm on the wrong screen again. This is going to happen a lot, by the way. In the nature of some fishmen, which you later found out were called Sahagin. They also apparently had within their bodies these strange little worm things, one of which tried to, or succeeded, I should say, in inhabiting Inanna's body before being cast out by Thorgrim's magic.
Maybe that's why she's coming in today.
But subsequent to this, there was a investigation of the ship that took place by several of the party while the others were resting up. This investigation basically was sanctioned by the captain when they got his attention with it. But during which time they found not a lot really that was a definitive, but a lot of little clues. If you're interested in the details, you can check out the last session, which is already up on my channel. But in any case, so the following morning, you guys wake up, and now you are officially at full health and all your spells back and everything. So we will go from there.
All right. So when I eventually wake up, I'm groggy. But I come out and start looking over to the side, looking mostly to the stern of the ship, trying to see if I can spot anything in the distance.
Okay. Why don't you roll me? Yeah, you have your eye patch off, I assume.
Yeah, I think that since I didn't have it on all night, and the captain saw me, I don't think I'm gonna really worry too much about it anymore.
Right. I mean, there are a few people that haven't seen you with that with it open, but in any case, so go ahead and roll me perception with advantage. Oh, good thing for that.
Yeah, holy crap.
You don't notice anything off the stern. You do notice the captain is up on the deck, and he's kind of looking over at you curiously.
I head over to him and greet him.
Greetings, Perry. How fares the search?
Yes. Honestly, I'm still a bit groggy, but keeping an eye out, or should I say 2 eyes out, to make sure that we can see any of those monsters if they come back.
Yes, the Sahuagin, or you suspect they may be on our tail?
It is a possibility. I'd rather be prepared for anything, though.
Indeed. Very well, carry on. What is everybody else doing?
I salute him, and
Oh,
then
sorry.
I head back to
I didn't mean to cut you off.
where I was looking.
He kind of gives you a little salute in return. What is everybody else doing at this point in time?
I would like to talk to whichever of the characters I know that's actually closest to me.
You're talking about the party members or the characters on the ship?
Yes.
Okay.
Party member. Well,
All right.
You said it isn't a party.
Well, by party members, I mean you guys that are actually not voices in my head.
Okay.
So let's just randomize this real quick. Where are you, first of all, Thorgrim?
I don't remember.
You'd be just
No,
like...
at the end, I think the last thing we did was talk to the captain.
Yeah, but
Well, everybody went to bed, so you likely would be out just outside your bedchamber at this point. So prowl with the ship. Well, let's see. I guess let's just say because he's here, that you do see Talia there doing Talia things.
I approached Talia and tell her that we have a problem with these Sahuagin and we need to figure this out, but I'm out of ideas. Do you have any ideas?
Unfortunately, no. I don't even know why they had the symbol they did.
Well, that is a lead of some kind. Is there any way we can follow that symbol to figure something out?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Do you think we should try and get the help of anyone else that we worked with before?
This seems like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, the parrot didn't want to help us at all, though. I gave him half my money for nothing.
I think he helped a little. Though,
Yeah, but it was under duress.
what do you expect when you woke him up like you did?
It seemed to be life or death. It seemed to be very...
Sorry, if there was a question, I didn't hear it.
Do I hear what they're saying?
Roll me a perception with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you are all the way at the other end of the ship at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Perception.
You do not hear what they're saying now.
Okay, just checking.
You do, however... well, let's finish this conversation here. But remind me, Electro Ninja, that there is something else that you do notice.
Okay.
So I do have Electro Ninja's permission, even though he's not there to finish my conversation?
Yes, sorry.
I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Don't worry, we'll fight later.
We'll kill each other when this is over.
No, sooner. So, do you have, if you think maybe he was unhelpful because of the way I woke him up, do you think you have another way to approach him that might make him more willing to help?
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, that might be our best option.
Good point. We do need help.
I think even though we're not a team, I think it's this challenge requires a team.
It does.
So if you want to try and talk to him, I can let you take the lead on that.
I could try, but no promises.
Okay, that's all I ask.
Of course, you do notice. I think he would notice being right where Talia is. Obviously, how she's from time to time when she looks at the water, she just seems a bit off when she does, kind of more nervous, like she's expecting something. But
do I perceive that?
Unclear what.
Why don't you roll me an insight?
Okay. Rolling insight.
Okay. You notice she kind of looks at the water, maybe a little bit wistfully. Beyond that, you really can't tell much.
Okay, I'm not going to pry then. Should we go try to find the bird and let you talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could probably try that.
Okay.
All right. And before they come, what did I see that you were telling me I saw or something?
Okay, so you see... let me pull a few people onto this. Oh, this is the wrong screen here. So you see basically the captain, who I should put on this map. Oh, he is on this map. The captain, who once again looks like this, for those that missed him the first time.
Right.
You see basically as a woman has caught his attention. And she looks like... I'm not sure that you've ever actually seen this woman, but you've definitely heard her. That's her. She is a very fancy-looking...
I think that Yeah, I think that one. What's it called? Thorgren might recognize because wasn't that the one
Thorgren recognizes her, yes, but Thorgren is not there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'd recognize her because I don't think I saw her yet.
So, and yeah, you were asleep with the second encounter happened with her. So basically, you see that she is basically caught the captain's attention. The captain goes down, and basically starts briefly talking with her. And after a few moments, they actually enter into what is the captain's quarters, from having been in there. And you may roll me an insight if you like.
Okay. Okay. Honestly, I'm just thinking that he'd be like, whatever.
They seem like they're being a little bit secretive, but beyond that, you don't really notice anything super amiss.
So yeah, probably I just think what Deshauna clearly thought.
Which was that they're getting together for a rousing game of Chinese checkers.
Yes, totally.
Okay.
This is a family-friendly channel after all, so yeah.
All right, so you're just hanging out at the stern at this point?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I need to roll something else out really quickly here. So as you're passing basically out of the passenger quarters area, you hear basically like a high-pitched scream coming from this room in here. Actually, I should move you guys' tokens to where they are close to that. What do you do? Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
That's who are you speaking to?
Oh, sorry. I'm speaking to you and Daishana.
Thorgren and Deshauna.
Thorgren and Daishana, yes.
Okay.
Thorgren and Talia, rather.
So, there's been a scream, although we came here to talk to Perry. Which one would you want to,
I'd say check out the screen.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay,
I kind of doubt I hear the scream from all the way where I am, but do I?
roll me a I'm not going to give you disadvantage on this, but roll me a perception.
Okay. I kind of doubt that he would actually give a crap, but I don't know. If it's really high, then I'll go do something.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, you don't hear this. I mean, there's a lot of wind noise and people milling about, and so it doesn't carry up to the front of the back of the ship. Excuse me, where you are. Oh, that's better. That's staying on the tape. So basically, you're investigating the noise. Then the door is locked.
So, Talia, you want to find out what's going on behind that door?
I'll try.
Well, then I should knock, and then you could talk. But I would like to knock on the door with a big armored dwarf hand.
Something for okay. It takes a few moments, but you see basically the handle kind of start to turn. You open up the door, and there is this little halfling girl who you guys had actually, I believe, run into the night before when you were looking for where the other were sleeping. She looks like this. There is also, and immediately this draws your attention, lying on the ground, bleeding, there is the body of what you would assume to be her father. He looks like this, but less happy.
Right.
The daughter did it.
Hey,
Mister, what happened?
I was going to ask you that.
He just fell down. But the blood and she just like seems like she is just terrified and kind of not really able to put together a coherent thought.
The wife did it.
The wife is not in evidence in this room.
I know, but still.
We need to tell the captain. The child needs to be placed into the captain's custody immediately.
Seems like it would help, but I'm unsure.
So, someone needs to find the captain, and when they've done so, we need to make the captain responsible for this crime scene.
Would you be alright coming with us?
Let me a persuasion, please, with disadvantage.
Oh boy. Persuasion.
She kind of looks around, looks freaked out, and just kind of gives you like a brief little nod. And she comes with you. Meanwhile, backing this up a bit, so Perry, you're basically just still on the back deck, doing Perry things. Okay. I need to pull something else out here real quick. In case you guys are wondering, there's a lot of random variables that I don't know until I actually roll them out in this campaign. I could have rolled them out ahead of time, but that's less fun. All right. That said, go ahead and proceed.
Oh,
So-
are we back to me, or are we back to them?
Unless you're doing anything of note, nothing is happening on the deck where you are at this point.
Okay. I think that I will actually be turning back and start walking down the stairs at this point, just so
Okay.
that we're aware.
Go ahead and put yourself where you want to be on the map.
Okay. I think I'll be right there for now.
Okay. So you basically walk out. You do see. Well, first of all, are you? Where are you looking for the captain? I should ask before I assume.
Of course, we don't know. Well, me and Thorgan don't know he's on deck, or at least don't know he was on deck. But
We should check the captain's quarters.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. The smart thing would be to check his quarters first. If he wasn't there, then maybe check up on deck.
Okay. So you head back toward where his quarters is. You do see Perry up on the, not the uppermost deck, but the next one down, essentially. Which, if I was a nautical person, I would know what these things are called. But that's where he is,
So
right outside the captain's quarters.
As I see them, I'm just gonna be like, "What are you two buffoons doing?" And whose little girl is that?
Something happened to her father.
Oh, fuck.
That's your language, bird.
Crap. Captain is in his quarters. Just knock first, please. And I continue walking down. I walk to the other side to pass them.
At least we know where the captain is now.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Obviously, we continue down to the captain's quarters. Obviously.
Okay. I would like Thorgrin and Talia, please roll me a perception check, please.
Yeah, you gotta hear what you're hearing.
I
Yeah.
want to know.
Okay. Yeah, you hear basically normal ship noises. Are you knocking on the door?
Yes.
Okay. In a few moments, the door opens up. You see there is the two I described earlier, of course. There is also someone that I believe everyone has met at this point. This is the Navigator in the room with them. They look like they're basically having some kind of conversation.
Right.
The captain is the one who actually opened the door. Yes, can I help you? He kind of looks over at the little girl.
We're sorry to
This girl. Go on, you say.
Yeah. I'm just like, we're sorry to bother you, Captain, but something has happened to this young one's father.
Something has happened, you say? So gotten himself seasick?
No. He is no longer in this world.
Oh dear. He kind of strokes his mustache. This is most troubling indeed. Where and how?
We're unsure. It was in his room. I know that much.
Oh.
I just looked to the little one. Are you all right? Trying to tell us what happened?
She kind of nods, and kind of shakily. She's still kind of sniffling. It's like this scary worm thing. It came out of him, and then he wasn't talking or moving.
Do I hear this actually?
You may roll me a perception.
And I am actually where I am.
Yeah, and it's not visual, obviously.
Perception.
You actually managed to not hear this. Here's a
Wow.
Yeah.
I am distracted.
You've got basically
I guess.
deckhands shouting directions to each other next to you. So it's you didn't catch it.
It's either that or he's too concerned about his rat coming back with the loot.
No, the rat's already back with me at this point. Maybe I'm stroking him inside of my sleeve.
Are you doing the evil genius with the cat thing with him?
A little bit, but he's like really far in, so
At least he's not doing.
I'm basically just scratching his head at this point.
At least he's not doing the Dr. Evil thing.
Oh, with the one finger, the pinky and the teeth and stuff.
Although with Perry, I wouldn't put it past him at this point.
I mean, he doesn't have teeth, so. How about no?
In any
I
case,
haven't watched that, so. Yeah, apparently it's just that well noticeable.
Yeah.
so while Perry is busy being oblivious and doing non-copyrighted stuff, so basically, sorry, I'm trying to remember where I was in the conversation here.
When she was saying about the thing
Oh
coming
yes,
out.
about the worm coming out of him, and then he was not moving.
Sound. Of course, I probably know about how it sounds, right?
About in terms of what she's describing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got a pretty good idea what
Captain?
she's describing. Yes.
I believe it is only right that we place this child for the moment in your noble custody. Do you want us to examine the crime scene, or do you want to have your own officers do that?
It is perhaps best that you conduct this investigation. I don't wish to get too many of the crew alarmed about such happenings. They're already quite spooked with yesterday's disturbances.
Very well. I turn to face the tiny hobbit child, and I say, "You're going to be all right. You can trust the captain. He's good."
Okay, roll me.
Then a motion for... go on.
Oh, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
No, go on. Say.
I was just
You
going to
want me
say,
to
roll me a persuasion. She kind of, like... She's not sure what to make of you. You can tell she's kind of, like, avoiding, like, eye contact, but she kind of nods and kind of goes and, like, clings to the captain's leg, basically.
Then I did right. That's exactly the outcome I wanted. Dahlia, would you like to join me?
I suppose we should.
As we exit, I turn to Talia and inform her that she handled that situation expertly.
Perry, if you'd like, you can make me another perception, by the way.
Okay. Perception, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Honestly, I think that I would follow them if I noticed them, so...
Well, that's what we're ascertaining at this point. Yeah, you definitely do notice them. You actually hear that snippet of conversation as well.
Okay. I'm going to follow a little bit behind them as they go to the room.
Okay.
So I can make a grand entrance later.
So, so great. So we're heading back toward the crime scene.
Or you're trying to do this covertly, I take it? Perry?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and
Stealth
roll me a stealth, and the rest of you roll me a perception, please. Somehow or other, you managed to not really notice this bright red bird following you around. He's very sneaky. He's managed just to find shadows and kind of sneak to them. Yeah, you do manage to follow them, apparently without being seen, up to basically up here.
Yeah, the room we're going back to.
So
we're back to the crime scene?
You're back to the crime scene. The body is apparently unmoved. It's a little bit more pallid. There's a little bit more blood, kind of. You notice the blood is primarily coming out of his nose and mouth. You don't actually notice any other particular wounds on his body, but it looks like he's got some kind of internal bleeding.
Which would be consistent with a live animal exiting the body.
Mm-hmm.
Who's messing with straws?
That would be me, sorry.
Thanks.
That's the last straw, mister.
I would like to do an investigation check on this body. On this crime scene.
You may do so.
Thank you.
I'm going to do that too.
Yes, please do that too, while I roll severity.
Investigation, right?
Yes.
Investigation. Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thorgrin, you are fairly certain this man is still alive. He's in bad shape, but in serious need of medical attention.
Okay. What am I? So I want to look at my spells options, right?
Yeah, you can look at your spells option. Meanwhile, I will... if that's what your character would do. And Talia, you notice... it does appear, obviously, everything I described to you before, he's, kind of got a pool of blood around his head at this point. But you do notice, aside from the blood, there is a section of the floor that kind of looks slippery. And you kind of kneel down to inspect it, and it's not water. It's like a mucus or slime. You see that it basically... travels kind of a short distance across the floor. It looks like something was just very clumsily kind of slithering along the floor, and it stops basically kind of in the middle of the room. But there's no evidence of it, what happened from there.
We're going to have to try to track that thing. I would like to try to do healing word on the hobbit.
Okay. You do healing word. He does not awaken. He does not.
I come in at this point and say, dude, he's dead. What do you expect that to do?
He's not dead.
He is.
I thought that I heard Jason say that he was not dead.
Yeah, that was your natural one.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, okay. I don't know where to look on the screen when I see whether natural
okay.
one.
You see where it says your investigation roll there, just before I rolled the 8 there.
Yes. Okay. Gotta go back to that. Sure.
Yeah. So basically, it's when that number is red, that means it's a natural one.
Okay.
And we're looking at the left-hand column. So yeah, that's what that was. Out of character, but in character, of course, you're going to be a little hard to convince that person is actually dead. Talia, you are certain he is dead, though.
So I turn to Talia and ask, so what happened?
Remember when those things came on board and then left?
Mm-hmm.
They left things here.
Oh, great.
I point out the trail that I had found and came out of him.
Do I realize what I think that I realize? Should I roll an intelligence to see if I actually know that?
What do you think you know?
That's in the girl right now?
What would this be?
I think it would probably just be an intelligence roll.
Yeah, why don't you roll me an intelligence, I guess? First of all, Talia, how much of what you found are you describing?
As much as I can to catch Perry up.
Okay, so you're not leaving anything out.
Yeah,
okay.
I basically want to catch him up, so way, if he has any ideas.
So, Perry, you do realize that it's a very real possibility that whatever it is inside the girl now.
All right. I let them know it could be in the girl. We gotta go, and I instantly open up my wings and start flying straight to the captain's quarters.
Well, first of all, you've got to get out onto the deck before you open your wings and fly. But yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Because it's the narrow corridor in there. You just wouldn't have room.
So.
Yeah, you fly up there pretty quickly. And basically, again, the door is shut. And why am I still getting alerts? Oh, here we go. That is... we may be getting a Vanessa, incidentally. I just got a response.
Yeah. Before we start there, I'm just looking at Dorgan. Looks like you're gonna have to make it exit someone again.
How close do they get to me before I can actually start knocking, do you think?
Question.
How close do the party members get to you?
Yeah.
You mean?
Because as soon as I get there, I'm knocking, but rather than be where they're going to be.
I need to do some counting here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 5 is going to be 75 feet. So basically, I'm gonna say you're there in one round. They're going to be a good distance behind you. They're probably on the main deck of the ship at this point, as opposed to the upper deck where you are.
Okay.
So sorry, what were you going to do, Perry?
So I start banging on the door, saying it could be in the girl.
A few moments later, we'll see who answers. This navigator you remember from before, actually, Perry, opens up the door. What could be in the girl?
The worms that were in the Sahagin. we think one of them came out of her father and might now be inside of her.
Did she hear anything about this? Does anyone happen to remember mentioning that to her?
I think we.
I think we mentioned, but we explained that we saw those worms.
Sorry, guys. I totally
No worries.
blanked on tonight, and I actually went on a date this evening, so I'm not going to be able to join tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for showing up. This is Vanessa.
sorry.
This is Vanessa, everybody on the internet who is our player of Inanna. But no, go have fun, please.
Okay, y'all just let me know if you need me to need me to like react on anything. I'll keep my phone on me. It's kind of dying, but I will keep my phone on me in case y'all need me to react to anything.
So we should just DM you if we need that.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, love you guys.
Thanks for letting us know. Love you
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Aye.
Huh?
It's okay.
All right. There was our cameo appearance.
Word up.
Okay. But yeah. So really, the ones that interacted with her after the fact were Thorgrin and I think Inanna at that point. So
Yeah, I
Thorgrin,
think
do you
they did
do you remember that actually getting mentioned, Ben?
No.
Okay.
I think Inanna did mention we were investigating on behalf of the captain about what happened, but I don't know if she mentioned about the worms or not.
I remember there was a lot of just a lot of obscuring of the facts at that point. So I'm going to say that she hasn't heard about this at this point. She's like, worms crawling out. That is most disturbing. She kind of looks over at the little girl. And actually, let me roll something
Taking
for
mind
her.
control.
She seems all right to me.
It was.
At this point,
It was a tricky thing to get.
sorry, I
Yeah.
don't mean to interrupt, but at this point, Talia and Thorgrin, you pretty much have drawn up to where Perry is.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe 5 minutes ago, Talia asked me a question, and then the conversation kind of went another direction. Talia, you had requested I do something.
No, she just, because remember, I think she knows about when Thorgrin managed to get the worm out of Inanna.
Yes.
That's why she was like, looks like you're going to have to get it out of someone again.
Thank you. I would have answered you 5 or 10 minutes ago, but there wasn't an opportunity. Yes, I will. I appreciate you pointing that out. Now, I think the next thing was that you were going to try to talk Perry into helping us, right?
Yeah, but right now we're dealing with this, so chances are chances are I'll end up talking to him afterwards.
Okay. I might have lost track. We got a little. I lost the plot for a few minutes there.
It's all right.
Thank you.
So, well, is she still clinging to the captain's leg?
Yeah, the captain is sitting down at this point, and she's kind of like huddled next to him, kind of, has her arms kind of as far as they'll go around his waist, looking scared.
All right, young one.
I say that I'm going to do something to help her. That nothing is going to hurt her. So, the thing that I did before, was that protection from evil and good?
That was remove curse.
Okay. I'm going to do remove curse.
Okay. Go ahead and tick off your spell slot. And it's a DC 14, I believe. Okay. Let me roll something. Actually, I can just roll this one out in the open for you. This has got to be a wisdom save.
Oh, fudge.
Roll something else here. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. This means that the other snake went into the other person. Wink, wink. The
The only
third
other one
party.
the only other one that would have been in there was the mother, and we didn't see her.
Yeah, you did not see
Yes,
the
we
mother.
need to go back to the crime scene. I have a theory about that.
Well, if are you guys saying this in character?
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess in character, I'm saying we need to go back to the room.
Why? I'm actually saying that in character. Isn't it? Wait, where was her mother?
She wasn't in the room.
I turn to the little girl and say, "Where's your mother?"
She kind of like shakes her head. I don't know.
Would you back off on the kid, Bird?
I kneel in front of her and start and ask her, "Did you see a worm come out of your dad?"
She kind of shakes her head. Obviously, like a little bit freaked out to have this giant parrot in her face. But yeah, she nods her head.
Back off on
She's
the kid.
nodding. I ask her, "Where did it go?"
You're asking her where the worm went?
Yeah.
Under the door. I don't know. It was scary and mean and slimy.
Easy, little one.
We're leaving.
I come back and ask Talia, "Did the trail look like it went towards the door?"
It did not, Talia. It looked like it went toward the center of the room and then stopped.
Jay?
No, it went towards the center of the room and stopped.
Jay?
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with what's happening here. I've tried to get them to leave, and they're not, so I'm going to leave by myself back to the crime scene.
Okay. You may certainly do that.
Thank you.
So, either she's lying or where was she when you guys got into the room, though?
Do we know where she? Do we know where she was before she opened the door for us?
But she was at the door when you. You know what? Retroactively roll me a perception with disadvantage. It's just based on what you heard before she got to the door.
Even with disadvantage, I got a good roll.
Yeah. You suspect she would have been about in the spot where the trail ended, actually.
So,
could have been in the spot where the trail ended, but I'm not 100% sure.
huh? Yeah, that worries me. We should keep an eye. I turn back to the captain. Keep an eye on her, and get some. I would suggest getting some medics in here to check on her.
Right away. He nods basically at the navigator, and she basically starts heading off toward the medic station.
Yeah, I rush off to rejoin Thorgrim and
Okay. I went to the crime scene before them, so I should have a couple of turns there by myself, right?
Yes, definitely you do.
Okay, so now what we know is that there's a trail of slime that ends right about the center of the room.
Correct.
Which means that it either went into a person or it went through something else in the room.
Those are two definite possibilities, yes.
Okay, so are there any other openings in the room that are near the center of the room?
Roll me a investigation, please.
Okay. Investigation.
So that is a 10. There are no actual exits from the room. You notice that there are, hiding spots nearby. There's beds. There is a sort of footlocker that is ajar. There is a kind of a wardrobe area. I would say, based. First of all, are you looking? Are you investigating these places further?
Yes, I'll do an investigation roll.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, it appears that they all are empty. You don't notice any traces of the slime. That said, the slime is not exactly super obvious. It's like, have you ever seen where a snail has crawled on the wall, and if you catch it in a certain light, you can see there's a trail there, but when it's a certain light, it's invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's kind of how this slime is. If you hadn't been told it was there, you would have missed it.
Okay. So there's no even holes in walls. There's just these furniture things.
There's of course, a small crack around the door. There's a small,
Yeah.
there's the portal, of course, but that's not really near where the end of the slime trail is, or the porthole, rather. And yeah, that is about it.
Okay.
Is there anything else you would like to do here before the others arrive?
No, I'll just wait for them to get here.
Okay, well, they arrive pretty much momentarily.
So, we should probably find his wife. What does she
Yes.
do you guys know what she looks like?
She's short. She's a halfling.
Can you give me any other details?
She voted Libertarian in the '74 election.
Would they be able to actually tell me what she looked like?
They would be able to tell you what she looks like, yeah. And Anna will fill you
Okay.
in, if nothing else, because she's totally there.
Possibly.
But so what they tell you is that... Oh, I need to open my other thing real quick. So I have a description for her. Okay, this is... Here we go. So she's basically just over 3 feet in height, kind of middle-aged, kind of starting to show some age around the eyes. She's got long, almost black hair. When you saw her before, was kind of tied up in a braid. Pudgy for a halfling, and yeah, that's about what you get described to you. It doesn't match. It doesn't. Seriously, actually, high or low, please, Perry.
Hi.
It doesn't really ring any bells in terms of somebody that you've seen.
Okay. I'm actually gonna release my rat and tell him to basically look around and see if he can find the worm.
Okay.
And see if, and also point out if there's any locations where he thinks that the worm could have gotten through.
Where are you telling him to do this? In the room itself, or?
Yeah, just basically have him search the room because he's
Okay.
small enough to actually see where the worm might have gone.
Okay. We didn't ever give you rat stats, did we? That's
No.
okay. I can look them up.
Charisma -10.
And nobody cares about the charisma. It's his wisdom, which is what perception cues off of.
Where's it in negative 20?
Okay. Yeah, just about as average as it gets. So. Oh, actually, no, this would be investigation, which is intelligence. Oh, that's not good. I'll go ahead and give him a perception check on this, actually. So basically, he relays to you that there doesn't appear to be any... these things have scent? Keen smell, yes. Which means he should get advantage, I think. Well, that doesn't help. But yeah, he relays to you. It appears that the trail stops where it appeared to stop, and that it doesn't. It smells like it's got a distinctive odor, but it smells like it's an old trail, and the thing is no longer here. If that makes sense.
Question.
Yes.
Are we working together?
Are you?
At this point, I think we would be, considering we're trying to figure out what happened.
Okay, I have a suggestion that requires the three of us cooperate. If we are going to look for the mother of the halfling, our most logical route is to split up the ship. I was going to suggest that Perry search from the air, and that each of Talia and I, we take one or two of the lower decks. And if we find the halfling's mother, we bring them to the captain in about an hour from now.
That could work.
Yeah.
Do you have a better plan?
Oh, I think that works. I mean, it means I have to do the least amount of searching, so Perry's happy about it.
Well, there's a whole lot of sky out there, and frankly, there's a lot of water outside the boat, so hopefully it's not floating outside the boat, but that's a possibility as well. Okay, get you guys back at the captain's quarters in about an hour then?
Sure.
Sounds
Okay. Talia, which floors do you want? Which decks do you want?
I was about to ask you that, actually.
I'm trying to remember, were there 3 decks or 4 decks?
There are. Back this map out. There is not counting.
Below, I mean.
There is below the main deck. There's 3 decks.
Okay. We can search them together, or I can take the bottom 2, and you can take the one that sits beneath the top, whatever your preference is.
I'll take
Yeah,
the
there are actually some inner areas up above that as well, on the prow and stern of the ship.
I'll check those once I finish up with my search up in the sky.
Good job, Captain. Okay.
Thank you for actually respecting me for once.
Respect is earned. Your cooperation was appreciated.
So yeah, so yeah, I guess I'll start searching this, just the entire decks. But also, my mom says happy birthday, Jay.
Oh, thank you. It's not till
That's
Tuesday,
Wednesday.
Happy birthday. I didn't even know today was your birthday, but
but
happy
it's
birthday.
not.
Tuesday?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Unless it's a leap
Yeah.
year. No, it's not a leap year.
I'll say it early anyway.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to be on the horn with me on my birthday, so that's fair.
Is it the 2nd or the 3rd?
It's the 2nd.
Okay, then that is Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I guess I'll start searching the upper decks.
All right, so we have you're on the upper decks and air, Perry. Who was on the next deck down?
That was me.
Okay. And then Thorgun's going to be in the bottom 2, which is good because he's got some nice dark vision. So why don't all of you go ahead and
Let's
roll
just say
me...
that to all the dwarves.
why don't you all go ahead and roll me investigation checks, please?
Thank you for accelerating it.
Oh, that was shit.
Investigation. Language.
I kind of want to roll a perception as well. Because that might be better.
There we go.
You actually, well, let me start describing this from the bottom up. Lower decks, there's not much activity. Thorgren, there are a few, crew hands moving crates around and stuff like that. Just normal ship activity stuff as far as you can tell. Talia, you notice, I'm assuming well, I shouldn't assume this actually. Are you trying to barge your way into people's quarters or just searching the areas that are open?
Searching the areas that are open.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to barge into quarters, obviously.
So, again, you see some deckhands moving around. There's a few more on this deck. There's some stewards as well as the actual crewmen that appear to be going to and fro from people's quarters. You do notice in the back here, there is a galley area. And let's see who is there. You see there is a dwarven woman sitting at this it's kind of breakfast hour, so there are a few deckhands in here as well as some passengers having their breakfast. There is. You do notice a halfling woman here that matches the description that you were given. There is also, you can see basically in the area here, which appears to be the actual, this would be the galley. The area out with the tables and stuff is the mess, I believe is the terminology. But you see in the galley.
Yes. Yes, it's a mess.
The whole ship is a mess.
You're full of shit.
Where is this guy? I'm so glad you went in here. So you see, and let me describe this guy to you because he is distinctive.
Which deck are we on?
Well, this is Talia, first of all, that's seeing this.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we missed that. Okay.
Where are you? Oh, you're in the crew. That's right. There you are. So you see, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this picture open here. Before you stands a massive mountain of fur and whiskers, and a stained apron and not much else. A closer look reveals this is a grotesquely overweight tabaxi. His feline features fading from cream white to a deep chocolate brown on the paws, tail, ears, and nose. His eyes, easily the size of apples, are brilliant light blue with slit pupils that are ever so slightly crossed. This guy looks like he's basically working on, getting dishes out and plates out rather, and serving things up because it's a kind of busy time of day for what you would assume is the ship's chef. And like I said, you do see the halfling, what you would surmise is the halfling woman, which I should move in there because I haven't done that yet. She is actually kind of sitting over here, and that's what she looks like. Oh, and this dwarven woman. Might as well show you her as well.
Right.
Nope, that's Talia. Never mind. Sorry, I've got my map too small.
Disgusting.
Where are you? There you are. That is the dwarven woman right there.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Yep. She is incidentally wearing actual chainmail. Looks like it's very ornately styled chainmail, but functional. And yeah, you see both of them are kind of eating, and there are other, of course, quite a few other people in this room, but those are the ones that grab your attention.
Right. Go over to the halfling woman, obviously. Come on. Oh, stop right. Here we go. Excuse me, miss.
Yes. Can I help? Can I help you?
You're I have some unfortunate news.
She kind of like looks concerned at this. So what is this about? I'm sorry, I haven't made your acquaintance. I'm Sylvia Barnes.
My name is Talia.
Yes, Talia. What is this news of yours? She looks more than a little worried at this.
Your husband is no longer in this world.
What? She kind of like does that thing where she like kind of like half like stands up, like
Yeah.
she's just bolting in shock of this. What happened? She like is immediately kind of like getting to her feet and like trying to go somewhere. Obviously, kind of. Actually, roll me an insight.
Insight? Okay. Insight. Where is it? There it is.
She looks like she's just in a panic. Like she wants to know what's going on. She wants to go see her husband. You know, see where her little girl is. That kind of stuff.
Easy. Your little one is safe. She's with the captain.
And what of Vernal? What happened?
Do you remember when those Sahagin attacked?
How could I forget? Vile, disgusting creatures.
Yes, there was something within them. Some type of worm creature. It seems one of them was within your husband. He came out of him. Unfortunately, we do not know where it went off to afterwards.
Vernal, is he okay?
No, unfortunately. As I said, he's no longer in this world. Your daughter is with the captain, though.
I should roll something for her. She kind of... You see her, like, for a moment, like, straining, and then just, like, literally falls down on her knees, sobbing.
Just go down to her level and do what I can to comfort her.
Roll me a persuasion. I'm going to say disadvantage on this one. Because you just broken the worst news of your life to her.
As much as I disliked to do it.
Oh boy. Okay.
Say that again.
For those not watching the feed, this is a natural one, which I'm now going to roll severity on. Okay.
Too bad I didn't have any inspiration. Otherwise, I would have used it.
Yeah. I thought about doing inspiration on this, and it was just it was too much, especially since we had new people coming into this. Yeah, she kind of recoils from me. Please, just leave me alone. And she's just weeping unconsolably.
I am sorry for what happened. As I said, your daughter is well, though. She was shaken, but she's with the captain at the moment in his quarters.
Can you roll me a straight persuasion, please? No disadvantage, no advantage.
All right. Persuade. There it is.
Please take me to Agatha. I need to see if she's okay. She kind of basically shakily, but she rises up to accompany you.
Well, thank goodness that you did well in that persuasion roll.
Yeah, tell me about it. Of course, I do take her to the captain's quarters.
All right, you take her to the captain's quarters. She immediately runs to the child, throws her arms around her, like rocking her back and forth, just like, you know, you're not sure who she's trying to console, honestly, her child or herself. Maybe a little of both.
Right.
Question.
I'm probably there by this point, I'd say.
Question.
What's your question?
Okay, so the plan was around an hour after we started that, we were all meeting back at the captain's quarters. Are we doing that now?
You are doing that now, yeah. It took the majority of an hour to locate Talia.
Okay.
It took
Excellent.
it took the better part of an hour for Talia to locate her, I should say. So yeah,
That was flawless. That was perfect.
You all converge on the captain's quarters, and
Yeah.
You do see this. Yeah, you see basically what I just described. There's this halfling woman that looks like she's just, clutching her child for dear life.
I kind of want to go. You can see that I'm struggling to basically just not actually worry her even more by saying that the worm might be in her. So if anyone wants to roll a perception, then go ahead. But yeah, to know if you can actually see that or whatever, I don't know what that would be, but I think it would be perception.
Perception of what?
Yeah, what are you actually doing that people can roll perception on?
Basically, my hand is shaking and my mouth is slightly open.
Oh, I see. Just your reaction to the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I'm kind of wanting to go towards her to pull her away, but at the same time, I'm not able to.
Yeah. So Talia,
I wanna
you do
yeah.
notice this, Talia. What do you want to do?
I want to do remove curse on the mother.
Okay. Let me go ahead. I probably should have rolled this in secret earlier. Let me roll it in secret now.
It's a good thing, because I can see what you're doing. You left your camera on.
Did I?
What?
Yeah, we see your pajamas and everything.
Okay.
I don't know how you got footy pajamas in your size, though.
I made these pajamas. Thank you very much. Very proud of them, with the duckies and bunnies and everything. All right. So sorry. Where were we? Curse. It doesn't seem to have any effect on her.
Okay.
And you said I noticed that with Perry, right?
You did definitely notice that with Barry.
I just put my hand on his shoulder, just slightly shake my head, making sure that, of course, it's subtle enough that it can't be noticed by others.
And I nod to him, like I know, but you should be able to clearly see that I am absolutely terrified.
Deshaun is clearly a female character.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm going to call Deshauna a her.
And it is
I'm also
Talia.
going to call Captain Perry a her.
But Perry is a guy.
Perry has a cloaca.
Perry's a bird. I think that's a nature roll to even tell.
Shut up.
But be that as it may, so
If you ever say her to my face, I'm gonna be like, I'm a guy.
He said
so
in his high squeaky voice.
you do notice, by the way, there are a couple medics that have joined. Looks like they have, from the looks of them, they're not too alarmed based on their examination. Of course, the Navigator is back at this point. Navigator is back, and actually the fancy lady is gone. I forgot to get her out of there.
If I notice this, I'm gonna slightly look towards the captain and wonder if the two of secretly I'm gonna wonder if the two of them were alone for a few minutes, because that would mean that the worm might have jumped hosts, because I still think that's in her.
Well, I mean, based on what you know and what you can surmise based on the evidence, there may have been a point where It's possible. Actually, it is possible the captain was alone with the girl for some amount of time, because you don't know exactly when the navigator and the medics returned, and you don't know exactly when the other lady left.
So it's the are the two of them acting any different than they were before we left?
By the two of them, you mean who?
The captain and the little girl.
Captain and the little girl. Roll me an insight, please.
Oh, that was shit.
They appear to be acting about the same.
Okay.
Can I try an insight as well? Just
Yes, you may.
insight. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, you totally. It seems like you're not exactly sure if it's just the shock or whatever, but it seems like the little girl is not as emotional as you would expect. But of course, yeah, I mean, you haven't really run into her prior to this, so you don't know if that's just her personality or, just, if she like I said, if she's in shock.
Right. Vanessa popped in again.
Oh, hey Vanessa.
Hi. I'm back home.
Okay.
So are you joining us, or are you just here?
I'm trying to pull up my computer.
Okay, but so you're going to be in the game then?
If you would like me to be
I would
in the game,
I would love you to be in the game.
I'd be in this game.
I'm just clarifying is all.
Oh, come on, Jay. I know I'm your favorite. You don't have to. You don't have to be so nice just because everybody else is listening.
Okay, fine. Get out of my game.
Why
Gosh.
no.
Yeah. So go ahead and just let me know when you're in the game, and I can go ahead and tell you what's going on with your character at this point.
Oh, fuck. What did you do?
I'm probably just like whisper it to Perry and Thorgrim about how the little girl doesn't seem that emotional about it. How it could be she's in shock, or probably just her personality. But that's as far as I could tell. Obvious.
So in that case, if I notice something, I'm gonna just be ready. Like my hands are close to my. One hand is close to my sword. One hand is ready to grab her if I need to.
To grab the girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Assault?
It's quite possible that there's a freaking worm inside of her, so that's why.
Nice. Okay, I'm joining in right now. It's taking forever.
So you do. The captain seems to notice you, putting your hands close to your weapons, and kind of gives you a little kind of cautionary shake of the head. Don't cause a stir, don't freak them out more than they already are. At least that's what you're guessing he's trying to say.
Yeah, I give him a nod, but also nod a little bit towards the little girl to basically signal that she might still have it. Something doesn't feel right.
So, fellow adventurers, why don't we take this conversation outside of where the frightened girl is?
In the game.
All right. Are y'all vacating the captain's quarters at this point?
We probably us adventurers as well as the captain should probably go out there, but
What?
The little girl could escape and jump into the ocean.
So those of you that are in the captain's quarters, are you vacating at this point?
Yeah, I'm kind of signaling to the captain that we need to talk to him.
Okay, he will. Who else is? The medics are in here. Her mom's in here. Yeah, he will go out and. Oh, and I believe the navigator's in here
Navigator.
too.
Yeah, you
I
said
don't know.
Navigator.
I don't
was
know
back.
why she got moved there, but okay. So yeah, he goes outside with you to chat. Meanwhile, cut to Inanna. You've been through a fairly traumatic experience. It took its toll physically on you, apparently, because you wake up later than you expected to in your quarters.
Oh, so I've just missed everything that's going on.
You missed everything that's going on, yeah.
Nice.
I thought it was safer that way than to try to play your character for you, so...
Yeah, you don't know my mind like that.
Yeah. So, you're heading out to the quarters, I assume?
Yeah.
All right. So, by the way, did you guys, because you, Vanessa, are up here where the T is, right?
Yes.
Okay, that appears to be your color. Did you guys leave the door open to the room you investigated before? Or did you shut that?
Which one?
I think if we were to backtrack, I'd say that I clawed in a mark that says "Do not enter" into the door, and then closed it.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So basically, you see, as you're passing by the first door on your left, exiting the quarters, you see that there is a clawed-in mark that says "Do not enter."
And that's it? There's nothing special about it? It just says do not enter?
Just says, actually, let me roll something here real quick. Roll me a perception, please.
Okay, okay. Probably gonna suck.
Oh my goodness, okay. Thanks, Roll20. We're getting all the natural ones today. Yeah, you don't really sense anything. You don't see anything else of note about this door.
So basically, it could explode if I opened it, or it could do
It's
nothing.
possible. It didn't explode when you opened it before.
Okay, well, I'm gonna open the door just cause.
Okay, you open the door. You see on the ground there is a. Matter of fact, you've seen this halfling before when you were searching rooms briefly. Halfling male, looks like that. He is lying on the ground in a pool of blood, clearly dead. And that's what you see.
Huh.
Oh, incidentally, because we didn't do this earlier, Inanna, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Oh. What's up?
Oh, that's the wrong
I'm
image,
Inanna.
actually.
I am a fallen Asmar bard rogue mix. Oh, I get a full length picture now. Ooh la la.
You actually had one before.
No, I only have the short one. I only have the short version.
Oh, that's
I don't have the longer.
I linked it to the game before in the previous
okay.
session. I just goofed and clicked the wrong thing on the map. Anyways, go on.
Are you talking about the previous session that I couldn't see?
Yes, that's the one.
That
Wait, you
might be why I
you didn't go back and watch the whole thing on YouTube on my channel where you can find these, all three of them?
No, I hate hearing the sound of my voice.
Mm,
You know this.
There.
fair enough. It's an awful channel anyways, and nobody should check it out.
Hey,
No, but everyone should totally subscribe both to Backwater J as well as all 3 of my other channels.
As well as
And only those.
Well, really, everybody should subscribe to Jay's channel, or I'm gonna gut them just like I'm about to gut this halfling.
Wait, what? Please don't do
Fair
that.
enough.
You're gonna get yourself incriminated.
I'm gonna get myself what?
Incriminated.
Not if there's nothing left to find.
In any case,
What do you think about it?
how are you reacting to this, Inanna?
I'm just gonna shrug and close the door.
Okay, you shrug, you close the door, you head off.
You've clearly seen things that were worse.
Oh, so many things. So many things.
So basically,
in real life too.
yeah. So you draw the captain away from the captain's quarters. Talia and Perry and Thorgrin, I believe, is there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He just hasn't been moved yet.
Yeah. I should probably move him.
Okay,
Meanwhile,
let's
the
keep
plot.
All right.
So, how far are you guys heading away from the captain's quarters to have this conversation?
I think we'll just go outside the door.
Just outside
probably,
the door and
make
shut the
sure.
door for privacy, kind of thing.
And you don't think scary, creepy little demon girl is gonna listen into your conversation? That's very bold.
So,
If
We
she
need a
does
plan.
listen and starts attacking, then we can instantly go in and fight her and stop her.
we need a plan, and I would like it very much if we don't do anything further to scare or antagonize that child unless she shows herself to be evil.
Wait. Quick question. Did you just kill the halfling that had a family?
No, we didn't
No.
kill anyone.
Oh.
The worm killed the father, and Captain Perry scared and intimidated the child.
I'm trying to get the frickin' I want to get that worm out of her.
You
Oh,
don't know
well.
where it is.
It's okay. Anana will just come back and be like, just kidding. Come back to me.
We need to. So in character, I would say it's like that worm is likely in her. We need to figure out a way to get it out.
It's probably about 50-50. Yeah, you're right.
In who? The mother or the child? I assume you're not
The
talking
child.
about Sarah.
About 50-50. We don't know that the mother wasn't there and the mother didn't leave at the same time. Leave when the event occurred.
Or we could just kill both.
Talia, you were the one who found her.
So,
What do you
I
think?
don't know.
I'm unsure. She doesn't seem as shaken.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just her personality or if she's in shock, but she doesn't seem too emotional. At least, not that I could tell.
Yeah, that worries me. I mean, Inanna was pretty similar to how she usually is, as far as I'm aware, but we don't know her very well, so we don't know. And we don't know what this girl is like, but if she was in that room and when the scream happened, or when you found the body, then it makes the most sense.
And from what I could tell, she may have been in the place where the trail stopped before she opened the door for us. But again, I don't know for sure if she was standing there or not.
Captain, what do you think?
The captain's inside the room behind a closed door.
No, he's not.
No, I
We
thought
left the
the
captain behind us.
Nobody came out with
they
us.
asked-
I didn't know that.
they
I
asked
did
him to
not
come
know
out.
that. I thought
Yeah.
okay. I'm out of the loop here. I had invited this party of adventurers to come out and talk in the hallway. I was not aware that we took the captain with us.
Yeah, we invited I signaled the captain to come out with us.
Yeah.
To discuss.
So he's like, well, I'm not quite certain what can be done under the circumstance. I mean, if you're wrong about this is a small child we're talking about. I could
know.
That's why it's
have
so
her
important that we
confined
make
by
sure that she
herself,
doesn't
but
get
that
hurt.
seems somewhat cruel given the circumstances.
Small child, big damned. The world's overpopulated. I mean, sorry.
You're so
Are we
romantic.
Stop reading my diary.
Can we get
What?
Is it possible that we could get everyone on board the ship that knows remove curse to activate it on her? It would get it out safely. It might hurt a bit, but it's not going to hurt as much as if it would to just break through and sneak into the next person.
I can make her go in.
All right. Well, while this conversation is going on, Inanna, where are you going at this point?
I'll go up deck and kind of like spy on my friends from afar.
All right. So you basically head up onto the deck. Roll me a stealth check, please.
Okie dokie. Un momento, por favor.
No inglés.
I have very good stealth.
All right. The rest of you, if you would like to roll a perception, I guess I should technically roll one for the captain as well. I have a sheet for him.
Wow.
Somewhere. There he is.
So
Okay.
everyone but the guy who has the perfect eye sees this.
Pretty much, yeah. And let's see.
Wait, what about Thorben? Did he roll a
Ben.
Thorgan has not rolled yet. Oh, that is pretty nice crit success on that. Now let's see what that turns up. You okay? So you see first of all Talia, clear as day, looking like she's trying to be stealthy. Inanna come up behind you. Go ahead and place yourself where you're going to be on the deck, Inanna.
Where am I? I don't even know where.
Oh, let me.
Over here.
Where are you? Oh, you're up here still. I'll move you. About there. Is that where you want to be?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you see her there. You also hear what sounds like it could be a commotion coming from down below you.
Ooh.
I can hear that.
You can hear that, Talia, yes. And actually,
Yeah, I hear that.
Inanna, why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception while we're at it?
My perception's not good though.
Roll it anyways. You might roll high.
Doubtful.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Yeah. You basically see what's going up on deck here. You hear basically that last snippet of conversation, say the last 10, 15 seconds of what they were saying. And you see the captain is with them.
Cool. I shall walk in their general direction. Kind of sauntering slowly, acting like I don't care, minding my own business, pretending not to listen.
Okay. Roll me deception,
go.
please.
Oh, my deception
We
is
have a
so
joker.
good.
We have a joker. Oh my goodness.
Hello, Joker.
Wait, what am I doing again? Persuasion? Persuasion.
No, deception.
Oh. I thought you said persuasion.
Deception.
Deception. Sorry, deception.
Yeah.
My deception is good too. There we go. Boop. There you go. Deception's at the bottom.
All right. So any of the rest, I guess I should roll it for the captain. Any of the rest of you that want to roll insight on this may.
Give it a shot.
Captain doesn't seem to pay him any heed.
Why would he? There's nothing to talk about.
Apparently Perry doesn't notice this.
Yep.
Joker, you can say anything?
You there, Joker?
What are we doing? Insights?
Well, you're not doing anything right now because I haven't introed your character yet.
Since you said I had noticed a commotion below deck, or just look at the others. There's something going on below deck.
It's Joker. I don't know. It's probably not him. Probably not Aaron.
Are you guys going to investigate?
We should probably have Aaron show up before we do that.
Well, I'm like I said, I'm trying to resolve this scene here before I intro Oren.
Okay.
Because she's not magically on the deck with you.
I mean, she could. She could just swim up and splash up onto the deck.
No, she just appears. Like, just gone one moment, there the next. No, so that said, are you guys going to investigate this?
Yeah, I know I would.
Yeah, I guess we could, but I just out of habit, I look over to over the edge to see if anything's coming.
Now,
hint, I'm trying to.
Aaron, would you be outside the ship at this point, or would you be on board the ship? Joker?
What?
Would you be outside the ship or on board the ship at this point?
Probably outside.
Okay. Yeah, roll me a perception, Perry.
Okay. Alright, and perception. Fudge, that sucked. Even with my advantage, it sucked.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. However, Oren, you're coming up on the basically prow of this ship. You do see Captain Perry up there. Why don't you go ahead, because we're going to see your character soon enough. Go ahead and, first of all, introduce yourself and describe your character to me, please.
Okay. Name's Aaron, and she is a barbarian Tridon folk, basically mer folk, and she's the first mate of Perry's pirates crew.
Monty Perry's Flying Circus?
That would be called these days. Yeah.
All right. You see Captain Perry there. What do you do?
I'll climb onto the boat and stand by Captain Perry.
All right. Why don't you roll me an athletics check, please? As you're trying to climb up this somewhat slippery boat. Oh, wow.
Holy crap.
Let's see how much you kill this. It's like everything today is a 20 or a 1. It's crazy.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so you see basically, and all of you see this basically nimbly, like, almost vaulting up over the railing is this Triton woman, kind of not heavy set but muscular, bearing a trident among other weapons.
Aaron, good to see you again.
Oh, I should put you on the map too.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
Excuse me.
Yes.
My mouse has died again.
Oh boy.
So I'm trying to make it work right now, but I think I'm gonna have to bid you guys a fond adieu next time.
Well, I mean, if the mouse is not working, I could always operate your sheep for you if you need to. I mean, I did it for Anana last time.
Yeah. Because we really should keep going. Because especially since Aaron just showed up.
In the very least, I'm going to turn my laptop entirely off and let it. And then back on.
Gotcha.
So I'll turn it off for a short while and I will try to come back. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
We'll see you when we see you.
Thank you.
All right, and we can probably clear this guy out. Okay. All right, so you guys. Well, first of all, how are you reacting to this? Those of you that are not Captain Perry.
Surprised in my case.
Yeah. You, by the way, Talia, definitely recognize this as a Triton. They're similar to merfolk, but they have, instead of the tail, they have, webs on their arms and legs, webbed fingers and stuff like that.
Right. That's why I said surprised. Obviously, I recognized what she was, but I'm still surprised to see her, and probably a little more surprised to see that Perry knows her.
So I'm gonna introduce her, I guess. Everyone, this is my good friend Aaron. We were actually supposed to get on the ship together, but unfortunately some things came up. Speaking of which, we'll need to talk about that later. But yeah, she's a very good friend. Don't worry, she's not with the Sahagin.
Good.
So, Aaron, by the way, you do definitely recognize the name Sahagin. They're, nasty shark-like fish people that you have dealt with before. They more or less attack everybody on sight, as near as you can tell. They hate sea elves in particular, but they're not fond of merfolk or Triton or anybody else that's, near their domain. And they do have some kind of natural affinity with sharks.
Okay.
You sound tired.
I'm always tired.
That's fair. Also, you had to read so much today of that bullshit.
I didn't have to read anything.
Oh, I thought you said that you did.
No, I had to do a lab.
Oh, okay. So, we should probably investigate that thing that we just heard. Speaking of which. And I lean over to Aaron. We'll discuss what took you so long later.
Why?
Out of curiosity, would she recognize the amulet that I'm wearing?
I don't see why she would. I mean, well, let's be fair. Aaron, if you could... Is it Aaron or Aaron, by the way?
It doesn't matter.
All right,
Aaron.
Areen. If you could roll me a history check, please.
Probably not going to do well.
Probably not, but let's see. Yeah, she's got some kind of pendant. It looks fancy, but you don't really know heads or tails of it. Be that as it may. So you guys hit, at least Talia, it sounds like, is heading down below decks here to investigate, or not below decks, but to the next, the thing I should know the name of. That's right underneath you, basically, which appeared to be where the noise was coming from.
Hold on, be right back.
As you head into this corridor here, it doesn't take you long to notice that there is a, first of all, an open door, and lying slumped out of that door is the woman from before, the snobby royal woman, basically, again, blood coming out of her mouth and nostrils, very pale, looking like she's dead.
Shit. Nike.
Yeah, I'm back.
Wait, where are we again? What are we doing?
We're going down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go down.
Yeah. Inanna, you would recognize that this looks virtually identical to how the halfling, I mean, obviously it's not a halfling, but looks virtually identical to how the condition the corpse was in.
Well, we're in trouble.
Inanna just kind of says, nice.
I guess I'll open up. I'll look around again.
Same here.
I'm going to start with perception just in case, and then I'll investigate.
Roll me an investigation, not a perception in this case.
Okay.
Perception would be basically passive. Do you happen to notice something that's happening right then? Investigation is I'm looking around for something.
Oh, shit.
I'll roll that to investigate.
Alright, well, I'll roll my own investigation.
Anyone who is on site may roll an investigation. Okay, there's another nat 1.
Dang it.
The person that was on the person that was on the hey, you got the good stuff earlier, Talia. So it's time for you to take the fall on this. No, it's not that bad of a one actually.
If this now here's
Oh.
the thing. If this was
And roll for that one too.
Whose severity is that for?
That was for Talia. I'm rolling these in the order that they're rolled. So that was Talia's severity, which is not too bad. And Anna's critical is not too good, but it is still critical. So, Talia, you don't notice really anything. What do we do with that one? You do notice that there is what appears to be a kind of a slimy trail going out toward the door you guys just came in, out in this direction. Inanna, however, you notice that it basically looks like there is kind of in the blood pool that's starting to develop, and around it there's this slimy residue. It looks like something was kind of pulling itself along clumsily, but it does not go very far. It seems to end like right there, basically.
Right at the door?
Right in front of her. Like in basically in the corridor here.
Very nice.
How far does the slime trail go?
Sorry, what was the question?
How far does the slime trail go?
Like right into the corridor.
First of all, what was you don't see any slime trail.
Who saw the slime trail then?
2 people saw the slime trail. Talia saw it leading out this door here, and Inanna saw it ending right there. Please don't metagame this too much.
See that? crit fail.
Talia got a natural 1.
Are you saying Ben or Arya's Aaron saw that?
No, Talia saw that.
But Talia has an extra 1.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. You're confusing me.
And
Okay.
against me asking you not to metagame this too much.
Right.
So you basically got two. Assuming they're saying anything about it, you've got two contradictory descriptions of what they're seeing.
Yeah. I'm probably just like, are you sure? I mean, the slime trail, at least the one I seen, is going out the door.
I'm gonna release my rat again to start investigating for himself.
Okay.
But I'm gonna turn to the captain and just go and just cautiously back away from him.
Alright, so nobody's gonna give a fuck about what Anana has to
Wait,
say?
you're going back up to where the captain is? Because he didn't come down with you.
Oh, I thought he came with us.
No.
But I don't know. Something is telling me that we should be more cautious about the captain now and the navigator.
Oh, weren't you guys with the captain like the entire time?
Yeah, but she was with the captain before she died, and the little girl, and they were the three of them were alone.
So, question:
Yes.
why don't we just murder everyone?
I mean,
When they solve the issue.
I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't be against it.
the small there's the
Nobody's
small
talking to you, goody two shoes, okay?
there's the small issue that you are on the ship in the middle of the ocean, and even if there are those among you that know how to sail it, you wouldn't have the crew to sail it if you killed everyone.
That is true.
Oh. Whatever.
How many people would we need to sail the ship?
A ship this size, you would probably need a crew of at least about 15 trained, sailors.
Okay, yeah, that's a problem. And really, only me and Aaron are really trained.
That you know of, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I turn to Aaron and then and say, "How far out are they?" So yeah, and I'm basically hinting at at our crew.
So, Aaron, you would know that they are basically, when you left the vessel, they were about, say, maybe a day's voyage away, if they were heading straight in your direction.
So do you say that? Joker? You're muted.
So, well, the slime trail is leading up through the corridor towards us. So it's obviously, it has to be somebody on deck.
Well,
it's gotta be someone.
That's not what you saw in Anna, though. You saw the slime trail basically
No.
end right there.
Well,
Yeah, right there.
Wasn't she traveling with her, husband or boo thing? Is he dead?
It was an older noble gentleman. You would guess if it was a relation that it was a father or uncle or something like that. But
Okay, so
it could
maybe
just be
the
some
older
random
gentleman.
noble that she was rubbing shoulders with.
Oh, trying to get that money. I got it. Go, girl, sugar daddy.
So are you trying to do this stealthily, I take it?
Oh, asking Joker?
No, I'm talking about Anana.
Okay.
Oh, what? I'm talking about the
You sounded like you were going to start looting.
What part are you talking about?
Are you going to start looting? And if so, are you doing it covertly?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That wasn't what I meant. I was talking about her getting the money.
Oh, sorry.
Talking
Okay.
about Noble getting the money from that other one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's
Okay, I
what I'm talking about.
misunderstood.
I'm not talking about stealing her money because Amanda doesn't really need
Yeah, that's more
money
of
to get what she wants.
That's more of a Perry thing.
Well, I'm gonna walk up to the woman and toss her into her room, and release my rat to start looting the place.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do the same thing I did before: close the door, and carve "Do not enter" into it.
Okay. Incidentally, from before, you had your rat check out the slime trail, and it basically detected pretty much the same thing as before. It went a short distance, and then it just kind of disappeared. It's it's smelling the slime, but it's not smelling necessarily any presence in the immediate vicinity. But yeah, you sealed the rat in there, and it starts looting.
And basically, I'm telling him that as he gets loot, to start taking it cautiously to my room.
You would need to leave him an escape route in that case.
Maybe I punch out a little hole.
Or it would take him a long time because he'd have to chew his way out one way or the other.
Yeah. Who just came back?
I did. I couldn't hear y'all.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he would probably he knows how to find his own routes. Maybe I'll leave the door slightly ajar.
Okay, you can do that.
But again, big carving. Do not enter. This is deadly, or something. I don't know if it needs to have this is deadly, but yeah, I think I've just put do not enter.
Okay.
So first off, we need to talk to the captain because I don't trust him or anyone else up there right now. If we need to check to see if the mother is still grieving, and if she is, good. If she's not, then we kill all of them. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. So you head back up to the captain's quarters. The captain is actually not present there, but you see basically the Navigator is there. Basically, looks like she's just basically trying to console the mother and child. And yeah, that's what you see. Let me get rid of this guy because you don't know where he is.
So, I kind of want to signal to the Navigator that we need to talk, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I trust her.
Okay, well, roll me a... What would this be? You're trying to do this kind of covertly, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay.
All right.
That sucked.
Let's see, that's enough to get your point across. The mother and daughter do not seem to notice. She kind of looks curiously over you. Steps out. What can I do for you?
We got a problem. That woman that was talking to you and the captain earlier today, we
Yes?
found her dead, just like their father, or the father and the husband.
That's horrible. Same cause of death?
Yep. And we don't know who, and we have no idea who could have the worm in them now.
This is indeed cause for alarm. I think given the circumstances, perhaps we should isolate passengers to quarters. The crew will still have the run of the ship, though, if they are... She kind of, looks like she's thinking about the problem for a bit. Should consult the captain on this. He'll know what to do.
It's I am a bit worried that he might have been infected as well.
Captain Farley? Infected? What makes you think that?
Just a feeling. Something. Considering the fact that she was infected, something just feels off. I know that he's kind of been on our side, but now that he's missing, I don't know what we should do.
I'd hesitate to call him missing. I believe that he is just up at the helm, speaking with the pilot. Though I could be wrong about that. He does have rounds to make.
Well, if you think that, but we should tread carefully. If you can, how many passengers / crew members can cast remove curse on board this ship?
That's a pretty detailed question. Let's see what she knows about that. Unaware of any, apart from your dwarven friend there, of course. The medics are primarily herbalists, although there are a few low-level acolytes among them, but I wouldn't think anything like that would be within their reach.
We don't want to sail back into port, unfortunately, either. If these worms were to get to the mainland and just spread,
that could be
things could
catastrophic,
get
yes. So it seems like what
I
you're
believe we should confine as many people to their rooms as possible, and we should keep people in at least groups of 3.
It sounds like you're suggesting that we quarantine the ship, which in the short term, I suppose, is an attainable goal. However, our supplies will run out at some point. Starvation and thirst is not a pretty way to die, just so you're aware.
We should also any new worms that are found, we must throw anyone who's been infected and killed off the ship. Would be wise, I believe. So we'll need to throw we'll need to discuss it with the families, but it would probably be wise to get them off the ship as soon as possible, as they might be a breeding ground.
We don't need to discuss it with the family. We can just toss them off right now.
You mentioned specifically who it was you found downstairs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so... Well, as far as Liliandra goes, she does not have any kin aboard this ship. Of course, getting word to the mainland would take far longer than... Even if we were to send a carrier pigeon, it would not make it back here for days, if not weeks. As far as... of course, Vernal, I believe his name was. The mother seems to have calmed a bit. If you wish to broach the subject with her, please be gentle. She is very fragile at the moment.
Yeah. In that case, if you can, please send a group of 3 crew members into the lady's room and get her off the ship as quickly as possible.
Understood. She basically, she goes over, basically you see her head like down to the main deck, kind of pulling aside a couple crewmen that seem to be idle at this point, and just kind of starts to have a hushed conversation with them. You see them basically going down toward the storage area. You were presumed to, get some kind of cloth or something to wrap the body in so it doesn't freak people out. But that starts happening. What are y'all doing in the meantime?
Someone should talk to the family and ask them what they want to do with her husband. And situation.
I'll do it.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be fun.
He said to be gentle. She said
Yeah, try to be gentle. I honestly would prefer Talia.
Too late. I volunteered.
But
Okay,
you can be-
anyways. So, if I can be what?
if you can be calm and tactful, then go ahead. Otherwise, I'm pulling you out of there.
I'm sorry, did you invite me onto your crew because I was tactful or because I like to kill people?
Because you like to kill people.
See, there we go. Now leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Alright. So, Inana's gonna go in there and basically say, yo, what up, fam?
Sam, I don't think there's any Sam here.
No, fam.
Fam, sorry, I don't think there's any of those either. You're breaking up a little bit, Vanessa. I'm not sure if there's anything you can do on your end.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it just sounds like
Maybe it's because someone keeps fucking slurping their drink.
no, it sounds like you're overdriving your mic or the mic channel.
I'm not driving my mic channel.
Just try talking a little softer.
Hi, how does this sound?
You know what I mean. Just talk in a normal tone of voice. If you get excited, try to sound excited without actually, or back away from the mic, one or the other.
You guys are in my earphones. There's no way for me to back away from the mic.
You don't have one of those bendy things? Anyways,
No,
not important.
no.
It sounds good for now, so let's continue.
Okay, so, what's up, guys? How are we feeling?
I just lost a husband. Agatha just lost a father. How do you think we feel?
And how are you feeling about this, Agatha?
She just kind of stares at you blankly.
So, Agatha, I have a question. Do you have any desire for chaos or anything within that similar realm? Just out of curiosity.
You're done. Karen comes in,
Why would
grabs
I-
her and starts pulling her
Why would
away.
I want?
I will stab you.
Sure do.
You do not let me go. Let me go. No, I will stab you. This is a fair warning.
Both of you select your tokens and roll initiative, please. I will allow them both 1 round's worth of actions before other people start jumping in if they want to. Okay, so Perry, you're attempting to grab her?
Yep.
Okay,
Get her out of there.
roll me a athletics check. Anana, you may roll me athletics or acrobatics, whichever is better. I believe acrobatics for you. Okay, so we got a tie here. I'm going to say that goes to the defender without having to look a bunch of stuff up. So, Inanna, you managed to dodge free of Perry's talon as he tries to grab you and drag you out of there. What are you going to do?
I'm going to place my hand on my dagger, just in case such another situation like that should arrive, as a fair warning to Perry, in case he should try this again.
These two
but I will go back.
These two kind of jump back.
to them.
Be tactful, I say to her. I said
Okay.
be tactful. This is
I am being tactful. I am asking a simple question, okay? And I'm asking it in the nicest voice I can. Leave me alone. Agatha, back to my original question.
Please don't say chaos again.
What's chaos? The mother's
Alright, so
kind of pats her head and says, "Dear, this is something to not please. This is not something you want to answer. We are simple farming folk. You don't know about this chaos of which you speak, and frankly don't care to.
Uh-huh. Okay, so here's the deal. Look, I'm really sorry that you lost your husband, but there's this thing going around on board that's infecting people, and at the end of the day, if he's infected, we gotta get rid of the body. So we'll give him a nice burial. We'll have somebody like light the little raft on fire. He's going out to sea or whatever. Make it a whole Viking funeral for you, but his body's gotta go.
Okay, roll me a persuasion, please.
Yes, sir.
Assuming you're not trying to deceive her.
I'm just sitting in some kind of way, I guess. Anyways, persuasion is good for me anyways.
She definitely looks saddened by this, but she's under the circumstances, I understand. I wouldn't want any disease being spread to those around us. Should we see the medics? They've already looked at Agatha. They've not looked at me. Is this thing very contagious?
Not super contagious. I just wouldn't share mouths with anybody. And I would probably we're gonna confine everybody to 3 people a cabin. So we'll stick somebody in here with you to make sure that you guys are okay. But for right now, just kind of hang out a little bit. If you can find any whiskey, feel free to enjoy. I'm sure the captain won't mind. And we'll bring some tea in later, okay? Some soothing, nice herbal tea.
That sounds lovely. Thank you for your assistance, Miss.
Of course.
I didn't catch her name.
Inanna.
Inanna. Yes, I'm Sylvia. This is Agatha, as you've heard.
Pleasure to meet both of you. Now, give me just a moment. I'm gonna step outside super quick. Y'all just hang out for a second while we figure out who's going in what cabin, okay?
Of course.
Perfect. Y'all stay right here. I'm just gonna close the door, okay?
Of course.
Okay, bye.
You do notice as you close the door, there's
there with them right now.
It's just the mother and
Wait,
daughter.
wait. I'm trying to hear Jay. What did you say, Jay?
So you notice after the door is closed, there's the sound of it locking.
They locked themselves in.
Is anyone else in there?
Yeah. Given what you've told them, yeah. They're locking themselves in.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in there?
There's
just
no one
out of
else in there.
curiosity. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have trouble later. One of them's gonna be ending up dead.
It's fine. Well, it's fine, and then we'll know who's infected. It's fine. Anyways, they agreed to stay in there. They agreed for their husband to go overboard. I offered a nice funeral. That's not going to happen. But,
that should have probably been a deception roll, but it would have been higher anyways.
Okay.
Well, as a general rule, when you roll deception when you're when you have a deceptive intent, when you don't intend to do what you say you're going to do, for example. That would be deception.
Oh, well, I mean...
If you're trying to say, okay, we're going to throw this nice funeral, and you generally want to throw this nice funeral for them, then that would be persuasion.
See, that's the thing, though, is they just locked themselves in their cabin, so now they don't get a nice funeral.
All right, whatever.
They're not even coming out for it. I'm not going to put on a show for somebody who's not even going to be there.
You told them to stay there.
All right, let's go take care of him, then. We should take care of that quickly.
Or we could just make other people do the manual labor, because that's really not our job. Thorgrim can do it. Thorgrim can do it. He hasn't been doing anything for a while. He can do it.
I mean, he's not even here right now, so.
He is in roll 20.
He's in roll 20, but not in Discord. Is he even showing us on? He is showing us online in Discord. Not that necessarily means much.
No, not really, because our show is offline all the time.
Alright,
Dude, me too.
get that thing off. Get him out of here.
Me?
Well, all of us, let's go. We should move as a group.
Fuck. Fine.
So you guys make your way back up to his quarters. Now, how do you intend to get this body out of here, specifically?
Wrap it up in some blankets.
Okay.
Where I could just cut it into multiple pieces and it'd be easier to carry.
Wrap
That
it up
sounds like fun.
Wrap it up in blankets and leave and throw them overboard. It's not that
Portable pieces!
I like the pieces part.
See? She likes it, she agrees. Portable pieces, let's go.
I am your captain, and if you join my crew, then I am also your captain. So, one whole form. I'm not gonna mutilate a body just to throw it overboard.
Aww.
But then it's easier for the sharks to get. It's free lunch
Would you like
for the
to-
sharkies.
would you like
Or
to-
the Sahagin will find it, and then they'll start coming up again. We
Well,
don't
maybe
want-
they just wanted lunch too. Maybe they were hungry.
They clearly put those things on board the ship. Or they
I
likely
don't
did.
know if they. Oh, we don't know if they did it from intent or if they just, were being manipulated. But it doesn't matter. Anyways, we killed a good majority of them. I'm satisfied. I wish I could have gotten the opportunity to make an instrument, but it's fine. I guess we'll put them in a blanket and throw them overboard. Not like the seven of them aren't going to see a body in a blanket, anyways.
So long story
but
short,
it'll take them longer to rip it apart, so that's why.
Yeah. Long story short, you get this body wrapped in a blanket, and you toss him overboard. Around this time, I need everyone to make me perception checks, please.
Okay.
Perception with
What are we testing?
advantage. Oh, I didn't even need advantage. That was awesome.
Okay. Well, that's a good one. That's two good ones. Look at my notes here real quick.
That's three good ones, actually.
So anyone who rolled me a 3 or a 15 or higher. Oh yeah, I didn't see Inanna's at the end of her thing. So that's everybody but Aaron. You stabbed the body. You successfully impale this body, gushing blood all over the decks.
That's not what I meant to do.
So what do we see?
Okay. You should have got perception or advantage. Oh, actually. Okay, that wouldn't have changed things for either of you. So never mind that. So the weather is calm, you notice. There's not a cloud in the sky, yet the undertow in this expanse must be formidable, as you can feel the Colossus rocking and swaying from the current. The crew seems to be as startled by this as you are.
This isn't good.
Oh, wow. A rocking ship. How exciting. Ooh.
All right, time for battle. I draw my swords. I draw my sword and I draw my gun.
Okay, basically anyone who made that perception check, so everybody but Aaron, I believe at this point, gets a round worth of actions, essentially.
Okay. Well, I will.
If this is
Pull
a
out
kraken,
my-
I'm running.
I will pull out my rapier.
That was a shit
Okay.
initiative.
Anybody else? Talia, you doing anything?
I
Oh
can't.
my god. What is with the double freaking initiatives?
All right, I
Mine
didn't
was
call for
pretty
initiative,
much.
by the way. Otherwise, this could be
Oh.
interesting.
I'm just getting my weapons and shit.
Yeah, everybody just basically getting weapons ready at this point.
Yeah,
Sure.
something they, since everyone's pretty much around Talia, something they will notice when she draws her spear. If they didn't notice it in the room when they woke her up, it's not a full length spear. And what they'll notice what she does with her lyre is she turns it basically making it into a shield for herself as well.
All right. The calm. Sorry, go on.
So, does Aaron notice that we're drawing our weapons then?
Erin notices you're drawing your weapons. She will not have this round of basically reactions that you guys got. So the calm is broken by the blaring of a large horn from the crow's nest, and then a voice projects down from above. Maelstrom! 6 degrees starboard! She's a big one! You suddenly notice the water around you forming an aggressive funnel of massive proportions, such that it easily dwarfs the mighty colossal, hundreds if not thousands of yards across. Nearly as far as the eye can see, the sea turns angrily in a massive whirlpool. Hard to port! Yells the captain, his voice nearly drowned by the thundering tons of seawater. Sheets to the wind, lads! Batten the hatches! The ship won't go down so easy! You see stewards frantically rushing passengers below decks or helping them lash them to something solid, but the furious maelstrom has already begun to toss the colossal about like some toy in a child's bathtub. Slowly but steadily, she's being drawn toward the center.
Clawing into using my claws to grab onto the floor.
Okay.
Grabbing coins, whatever.
And starting to help people who can't do that to safety inside the ship.
Are you clawing onto something solid, or are you helping people to safety? Because you really can't do both at once.
Oh. I guess I'll claw onto something to be safe.
Okay.
And maybe I'm signaling people to move.
Okay. The people are definitely moving, some more constructively than others. Obviously, there's a lot of panic going on right now. There's a lot of screaming that's almost drowned out by the sound of the water. I need everyone to make me a strength saving throw. Perry, you may do this with advantage.
Okay. I didn't need advantage.
Okay. Inanna and Talia, you are... So basically, as you see, like, these massive, like, sheets of water starting to break across the hull, Inanna, you are caught in one, and you are just swept over the side. Talia, the motion of the rocking of the boat knocks you off. Inanna, high or low in your favor?
Hi.
Yeah, you actually land, but you drop into the water fairly close to each other, but it is moving fast. Like, Talia, you were having trouble, keeping your head above water, let alone actually swimming anywhere.
Do I think I can fly in this? Just out of curiosity.
Make me a intelligence check. Just straight intelligence.
Okay.
Oddly enough, like I said, the weather seems to be calm despite this thing opening up underneath you. So as long as you stay away from the water itself, you should be fine flying. At least for now.
Okay. So, I mean, if I carefully claw myself towards the side to see where they landed, do I think that I could safely fly down, grab the two of them, and bring them back up?
Well, first of all, make me a perception check. There's a lot going on, and you might not have been looking that way. I will give you advantage because I'm assuming you haven't put the eye patch on.
Nope. Eye patch isn't even on me right now. It's put away.
Okay, well, you definitely notice. Let's see what else that 20 gets you. That's pretty, yeah. You basically see them. You see also that there is basically one of the ropes that has been basically torn down from the rigging of the ship that is actually fairly close to their position. You probably could even toss it down to them.
All right, I'm gonna do that then.
Before you do that, Talia, does your pendant, does that activate automatically? or is that something that you need to activate yourself?
But the description of it didn't say. I believe I can activate it myself because it says that it works according to my wishes. So.
Okay, well then I'm going to say that is a action to activate then. So, okay. That's what you see then, Perry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna throw them the rope and yell to, as I'm doing this, I'm gonna yell to Aaron to start helping people since she can swim. In case she does fall over.
Okay.
Help people as much as you can.
Okay.
And when he throws the rope down, I'm basically guiding. If I'm able to, before this, basically deactivate it so I can have a better time swimming.
Okay.
And basically, I guide Inanna first to the rope.
So tell Inanna what she sees. She's probably the only person that sees this, and not very clearly. But
all right, Inanna, what you see is when the amulet is deactivated, you see Taya. You see Taya change. Basically, in place of her legs is a tail. And she just swims over to you pretty much faster than what a normal person would, and guide you to the.
Now that said, first of all, I do need you to make me an athletics check. This is not a normal swimming situation.
Yeah, I figured. There it is.
Okay, that's enough. Second of all, you guys are going to take some damage from getting tossed around in the waves.
I figured.
So you each take five. You each take 5 bludgeoning damage. But yeah, you find yourself guided to the rope, Inanna. So at this point, who has not acted? Aaron, are you doing as instructed?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody else has spoken for at this point except Thorgrim, who I think is still not in chat. So.
No, he's not.
Okay.
One thing about Inanna is that she really only knows how to float. She's not like a real good swimmer, but she's calm enough with not really caring if she dies that she just doesn't really act like she's in distress.
Yeah, I'm just going to make an executive call, by the way, and say Thorgrim is still in the chamber here just to make life easy. So I don't have to keep making rolls for him. So...
After...
you have been swept, incidentally, a good distance away from the ship, but the rope being lighter is actually kind of carried to you in the currents. So you're able to get to it.
Yeah, that's why I said
I will definitely take that rope and climb up it then.
Okay.
So once I know that both of them are on it, I'm going to start pulling it back.
Okay. I need all 3 of you to make me athletics checks. This will count as your action for the round, as well as your movement.
Oh my gosh, but I'm not very athletic.
Unfortunately, this is a pure strength upper body scenario. Ooh. Well, Talia's got it.
Thank goodness that I didn't roll in that one, though.
It's like I said, everything is 20s and 1s today. It's crazy. It's not a very exciting 20. Yeah, I'm going to say with that, basically, with a significant amount of help from Talia, you were actually able to make your way up. Perry, you, brace your talons, your foot talons into the ground, and you're trying to hold this rope, and it's kind of sliding away from you. You kind of slide on the deck to where your foot finally hits the railing, and you're able to brace against that. But you do manage to get them up out of the water. At this point, I need everybody that is still on deck to make me I guess that's everybody at this point, to make me a strength saving throw again.
Of course, I reactivated the amulet before getting on deck, so this way the others won't stay.
Okay.
Wait, is that me too?
That's
Yeah.
you too. Yep.
It's strength.
Strength saving throw.
Ah, fudge.
You're washed back into the water. Well, hang on. Let's see. Ninja rolled a 20 on that, so let's see if he's able to do anything about this. Assuming he wants to do anything about this. Yeah, I will allow you. I will allow you to attempt to save her as you see her slip, getting washed overboard again.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to then.
Okay. Roll me a. I'm gonna say first. Roll me a dex save. See how quickly you're reacting. Oh yeah, easily enough. And then roll me a athletics.
Fuck.
Ooh. Well, let's see. Let's see how bad that wave
What
was.
am I rolling?
Yeah, you know what? You can roll me an athletics too.
Can I roll an acrobatics?
No.
That would be better than athletics.
Yeah, actually, you feel yourself like getting like once again knocked by this wall of water, like over the rail of the ship. All of a sudden, out like from out of nowhere, there is this talon around your wrist, and you know you're still getting pulled back, but you manage to basically between the strength of the two of you, you manage to weather it out, and the wave breaks, and you're still on deck, drenched but safe for the moment. Now what is everyone doing?
I'm gonna yell to them, get below deck now!
That goes for you too.
I can handle this a lot better than you guys can. And also, is her tail still active?
No, I had reactivated the amulet before coming on board.
Right.
The only
Okay.
one that's seen it. The only one that's seen it was Inanna.
Okay.
Wait,
I
what are
can
we
handle
doing?
it. I can, if I get thrown over, I'll activate my wings and I'll start flying and get out of there.
Be careful there.
Yeah. Alright, so are we all going down below
is
then?
anyone other than Perry? Is anyone not going down below decks?
Well, I can't fly, so
Actually,
I'll be fine up
hang on.
above deck.
Can you? Give me 1 second. I think you might have that spell. You do have the fly
do
spell.
I have a fly?
You have a fly spell that you can use.
Oh,
You can use it once a day by playing your violin.
what a difficult thing to do when you're being washed overboard.
Well, welcome to being a bard on a ship.
Right, well, I didn't want to be a fucking bird.
So tired of these monkey fighting bards on my Monday through Friday ship.
I'll stay above deck, just for the hell of it.
Because that's worked so well for you so far. Okay.
Shut up.
All right. So anybody that's going below decks, you no longer need to make checks for this. Wait, let me make sure, actually. Oh, actually,
Just Talia, because Inanna doesn't want to listen to me.
so Talia goes below decks. What's Aaron doing?
I'll stay above.
Okay, so basically everybody at this point still needs to make me a strength saving throw. Because there's stuff that happens
Oh
below
my
decks.
gosh, you've
There's-
got to be kidding me.
There's stuff that happens below decks too, but it's not as severe.
This one sucks.
Okay, so we have Perry, high or low in your favor?
Hi.
You are swept overboard by a wave. You don't have a chance to unfurl your wings before you are dumped into the water.
Which means that they also fall.
They're
Right.
not. Wait, who?
Inanna.
Oh, yeah, Inanna. is on deck, so she is also swept overboard. And let's see, who else? Aaron's okay.
Yeah, swept overboard and then died.
Talia.
The end.
So Talia, you are going to take, as you're basically trying to navigate this ship and it's getting tossed around, you're getting tossed around, you stumble into the walls and stuff for 1 point of bludgeoning damage. The rest of y'all that are in the water, which is everybody except Aaron, are going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ah, fuck.
If Aaron, tries to get my attention about them going overboard, I could come back up and try to help, but
Don't worry about it. I think I can get us out again. But this time I'm pushing her into inside and keeping myself inside as well, and yelling for Aaron to get inside. So
Yeah, you notice that, by the way, people are getting swept overboard with some frequency. I mean, of course, everybody's trying to rush to safety, but not everybody is making it there. Just so you know, it's not just you guys.
I know, but bro, so as soon as I'm able to, I open up my wings and start flying, grabbing Inanna and the nearest passenger / crew member that's near me.
I need you to make me an athletics roll with disadvantage. Because you unfortunately need to break the
Please
surface
be good.
before you start flying. Oh, it's actually decent. Let's see what we got here.
That nat 20 would have been really nice.
It would have been really nice, but you're trying to do something incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I know.
You do manage to grab Inanna. You grab for a nearby passenger. It looks like a human woman you haven't seen before. But you don't. You actually manage to miss her arm that you reached for, and she drifts off in the current before you can react. You are not, however, able to break the surface. You are at the surface. Your wings are kind of flapping, but they don't work underwater.
Okay.
Well, how about can
I jump
Inanna do
into
her
the
little
water and
flying
save
thing?
him?
So, Inanna, could you speak first, please?
Could I
Can I
do my
jump
little?
into the water to save him?
Inanna, could you please
Sorry.
speak first?
Could I do my little flying thing? I probably don't have my violin, do I?
Your
It's
violin
fine.
would probably be in your pack at this point, and getting it out might be risky.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, it involves both your
avoid
hands,
it.
and for another thing, you're in a churning whirlpool. What was your question, Joker?
Can I jump in and save him?
You certainly may. Go ahead and roll me a. You're just attempting to jump in? You're not grabbing any ropes or anything?
Nope, I can swim in water.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
All right. Roll me an athletics, please. Oh wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Oops, I need the right punctuation in there. Okay, about a mid-range one. So you definitely basically are able to steady both Perry and Inanna at the surface. You are drifting quickly away from the ship at this point. Perry, you think it might be possible to carry the two of these women back onto the ship if you can break the surface and get into the air.
All right, I'm gonna.
But
attempt
you are
that
at
then.
this point. You're at this point about 50 feet away from anything that can be called dry deck.
50 feet, you said?
About 50 feet away. Yeah.
Okay, good, because that's how far I can fly.
Yeah, but at this point, you are, just to clarify, you are at the surface. You have not broken the surface yet, so you are going to need to, matter of fact, this is another turn, isn't it? So first of all, just to get the suspense going here, Talia, can you roll me a strength save?
Mm-hmm. After I do that, there is something I wanted to say I was going to do, but...
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and after you've made that,
which is bad.
you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you basically have objects flying into you and whatnot. So what is it you're wanting to do?
Well, seeing it when Talia ran below deck, she stopped for a moment after, and of course got bumped around a couple times, obviously. But just realized, wait, she has to see to that. She has to make sure that mother and daughter are safe. So she's probably going to end up running back out and running to the captain's quarters to see if they're okay. To see if she can get them to safety.
Roll me a...
They'll be fine. They're inside of
No. This is the kind of moment. If I was awarding inspiration, I would do it for this because that is definitely a heroic action. But roll me first a wisdom check. Or actually, do you have any skills relating to nautical vessels in particular?
No, I don't.
Okay,
think
then
I do.
just roll me a straight wisdom.
Okay.
You're going to probably get there far quicker and more safely if you continue on the lower deck and then come up the stairs from the rear, getting to where they are.
Okay, then I'll do that then.
So you make your way. Basically, this round you can more or less make your way to the stairs. Given all the motion that's going around, you're obviously not moving at full speed. And so at that point, now we're going to come back. Did I roll damage for you guys yet? No, I didn't, I don't think.
No, you rolled damage for me, but not them.
You
You guys
definitely
take-
rolled damage for us already.
So everybody that's in the water at this point is going to take 5 bludgeoning damage. And go ahead and do attempt what you're going to attempt.
Yeah, I'm going to grab both of them as tightly as I can and start flying. Or try to fly.
Roll me an athletics check. I'm going to say just a normal one this time because you have Aaron assisting you.
Oh! Oh!
Wow. I didn't intend to kill you guys here. Okay, that's a relatively minor one. You are sucked back underwater. Just Perry is sucked back underwater. The other two of you managed to remain at the surface. Actually, hang on, am I doing this right?
Okay, but he's like holding on to me right now, so he would technically drag me underwater too.
Holding on to both of you? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. Assuming you're not letting go, then I actually need both of you to make me athletics or acrobatics, whichever is higher. Assuming you don't want to be dragged under, you can allow yourself to be dragged under if you want. So Inanna, you easily slip out of his grasp. And actually, to be fair, roll me in athletics, please, Perry.
Athletics?
Yeah. See how tightly you're holding on. Yeah, Aaron, you do find yourself dragged under, but it's not a huge deal since you can breathe water and swim.
Yep.
But Inanna, you are at the surface, basically
Okay.
barely keeping your head above water, but you are able to breathe. So, next round, I guess. So let me roll for strength save, Talia. Okay, you make it. You manage to avoid like random flying objects or getting knocked into things, and you do make your way. Let's see, how far is it from there? We got one flight of stairs. We've got. Yeah, so you basically make it to the door. I would say you can get yourself to the door. The door is still locked, however.
I'm going to try to knock and see if I can get them to open.
Okay. Well, that's not going to happen this round regardless. So that's what you do. I need one more strength saving throw from you, though, Talia.
Please be good. Please be good. Please be good.
Send me again.
You make it. So you manage to avoid getting knocked off of this deck by the wind and waves. There is, incidentally, a bit of wind picking up now just because of the motion of the water. And, of course, there's a lot of motion of the boat. But so you knock on the door. Next round, I guess let's start up with Talia again here. And so she basically, Halfling Woman comes to the door, unlocks it, opens it, like, she's going to try to drag you inside, actually, unless you're resisting her.
No, if she drags me inside.
So let me roll. Oh, she's got boring stats. Is that a... No, that's not a natural one. Okay. She doesn't... She's a small lady, and, yeah, she's not... dragging you inside, but you can definitely move inside.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're close enough. You don't need to make that strength save this time around.
Right.
Oh, but you do need to make. In fact, I should make a couple for her. For both of them. See how beat up they look. Wow. Little girl's doing incredible on these. She took a little bit of beating up. And Sylvia. Yeah, again, they both look, a little battered and bruised, but not in danger of, dying or anything like that. She quickly shuts the door after you. What is going on out there?
What did they say it was? Maelstrom?
Maelstrom, yeah.
Maelstrom.
Maelstrom. At this point, I'm going to cut away to the others.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who is in the water, which I believe is all three of you, can make me a strength saving throw.
A strength, you said?
Yep. Always strength for this particular scenario. Oh, wait a second. Why did I... No. That was a brain fart. I'm sorry. That would be if you were still on the ship and not in the water.
All right. So we need to... So I'm assuming I should make another athletics to try and get up into the...
Oh, actually,
sky.
shoot. I've been doing this wrong. Just to be fair, why don't you guys give yourselves back 5 hit points? Because I should have been giving you a save on this. It is not, however, a strength save. So I need all three of you to roll me a Constitution save, please. Okay, and that is... Okay, so Electro Ninja, you are taking this full. Aaron and Inanna, you are taking... Oh, excuse me. Electro Ninja, you're taking half of this. Aaron and Inanna, you are taking this in full.
So fun.
If I can get onto the right window here to hit enter. Okay. So Electro Ninja, you take 3. The other 2 take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Now, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and fly again, get out of the water,
Okay.
and right now I'm just holding on to Arn, but once
Arn.
I'm in the air, then I'm going to try and grab Inanna.
Aaron, I assume you're trying to assist us. Joker?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I need both of you to make an athletics check.
Oh, fuck. What is wrong with this thing? Why does it keep rolling?
Aaron had one on the
Not
other side,
one.
too. Okay.
Since he did so
I'm
well,
gonna,
maybe he.
I'm gonna say
threw
based
me-
on that, actually, there is a surge of current. You two are separated. Perry, you are pulled further down into the current. It's getting dark.
Shit.
Aaron, you can see him vaguely, but of course, there's a lot of rushing water in between you and him at this point. Inanna,
Hold on, guys.
what are you?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay.
Apparently, we'll come back to
Wait,
it.
what do you
I
want
will
me to do
just-
first? What do you want me to do first?
Oh, what are you trying to do?
I mean, I can't really do anything. I can't pull out my violin, and I can hardly swim. So, I guess I will attempt to swim towards the boat, but
Okay.
I'm not very good at that. So,
Go ahead and
I can
athletics
help
or-
her. I can grab her and just swim towards the boat.
You're unfortunately not close
Well,
enough.
then you're
at this-
leaving your
you're-
captain behind.
At this point, you're not close enough to reach her this round.
So
You
if
can move
I'm
toward her, though, if you
able
want to
I'm
assist
gonna
next
go
round.
Save others. To Aaron,
How are you saying this?
if I was able to.
Oh, if you're able
Like,
to, okay, yeah.
Probably not able to.
Yeah, you are, trying not to drown at this point. So, Inanna, go ahead and roll me a athletics with disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's actually
Is that?
pretty
I don't know how
decent.
to do it with disadvantage.
Don't worry about it. You'll notice it gives you two numbers every time. So when you roll with advantage, you take the better of the two numbers. When you roll with disadvantage, you take the worst of the two numbers. I'm just declaring it ahead of time, so you know if I go with the low result, that's why. Yeah, you managed to make some head. You're definitely keeping your head above water. You feel you're trying. I assume you're trying your hardest to make your way back to the boat, but it seems like you're being swept off faster than you can swim toward it.
Okay.
So you guys are at this point about 100 feet away from the Colossus.
Nice.
Well, looks like we're dying.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to head out for the night. You guys can keep playing.
All right.
I gotta do a couple more things of school work.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
All right.
Take care.
Take care.
Keep safe, Joker.
So Talia, just for the for the purposes of the cinematic goodness, I'm gonna come back to you after this has been resolved. The scene in the water has been resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there was anything else you wanted to do in the immediate, in the next round or so, other than talk.
Well, I mean, chances are I don't know that they went overboard. If I did, I would probably try to get in there to help them. But like I said, I don't know they did.
You know what? Roll me a perception. I'm gonna say with disadvantage on this one though, because there's a lot going on. Boy. Yeah, it's not a super severe one. You're pretty sure that you saw Inanna on the deck, so she's probably fine anyways. You don't know what became of the other two, but it's chaos on this ship.
And for all I know, they could have both of them. But for all I know, they could both still be helping someone. As for Nana, probably just figuring out where to go to keep from getting swept off.
She seems like she's the one that's in the most danger from this storm, just based on how you've seen it toss her around. So yeah, you don't have any immediate reason to go and dive in the water after them. That said, back to those in the water. Let's start with Perry. What are you doing?
I'm going to try and get to the top of the water again and try to fly as much as I can.
All right.
That's my main goal.
Roll me an athletics with disadvantage. Actually, hang on. Before you... Well, we'll go with that roll either way, actually. I guess it doesn't matter, but for the purpose of story, I'm actually going to roll something for Aaron. We kind of left at an awkward moment here. So I am going to roll a insight for her. Okay. What do we got here? She knows what you'd want her to do. So she goes to help Inanna. So you would be rolling this with disadvantage, which, again, wouldn't matter in this particular roll. You don't seem to be swept down any further, but you don't seem to be making any headway toward the surface either. You're still holding your breath. You can hold your breath for a while, particularly with your background. But panic mode is starting to set in at this point. You're not even sure which way is up.
Oh no! I have a feeling that that much more, and he'll give up. Actually.
Okay. Inanna, Erin catches up to you, and she's trying to assist you as you swim toward the ship. So, roll me a straight athletics roll, please. Actually, I'll roll one for her too. Okay, so we left off with... Oh, Inanna, I need you to make me an athletics check.
That's awful.
Yeah. With Erin's help, as she did swim up to assist you, you are able to maintain where you are at the surface. You're getting swept further from the ship, though. So, that is what it is. I need another con save from everybody, please. That's not Talia, I mean. I'm assuming, Talia, you're pretty much have, grabbed on or you secured yourself to something at this point.
As best I could, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What is it, con save, you said?
You don't need to make anything. Just everybody that's in the water.
Okay.
Up. Inanna, make me Constitution save. I should make one for Erin as well. Okay, she's okay. Well, not okay, but she's taking half.
That's really bad for me, actually.
Okay, so so both of you actually are going to take 10 bludgeoning damage from that, and Erin will take 5.
Yeah. One bad, like maybe 2 bad hits, and I'm dead.
Okay. Well, let's go to you first. You're, I assume, trying to still swim for the surface.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm hurting. My last desperate effort.
You actually make some headway there. It seems like the water is a little bit lighter. You can't quite see the surface breaking yet, but you seem like you're making your way toward it. Inanna, I need you to go ahead and roll me a athletics as well, and I will roll for the assist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she should probably be raging for this. Not that it matters. She's got awesome athletics. Again, you seem like you're making progress toward the ship, but being swept off faster than you can actually make progress toward it. In fact, it's getting tough for you to actually see the ship with all this.
I could just let myself die.
Also, all of you.
Need someone to save us.
So, also, you and Erin both notice, since you are at the surface, things are drawing toward the eye of that maelstrom very quickly. The water speed is picking up. You're getting tossed around. It feels like a little bit more than you were before. It's the beginning of the end. And actually, Talia, you can feel, based on the motion of the ship, that this must be dire circumstances here. So let's do one more round of Constitution saves then, and actions in the water.
Oh shit!
Okay, well first let's do that one then.
Oh, that's nice.
You are, from the motion of the water, your weakness, your wounds, Perry, you are stunned for the next round. You cannot take any actions. So you are swept, actually a little bit deeper than you already are. And you do take the full 11. No, sorry, I haven't rolled that yet. Because I can't roll 11 on a d10. Wow. You take 10 points of damage.
I am going to die.
And Inanna, let's roll on. It's 1s and 20s all session, I swear. Inanna, you can shrug off the damage this time. You managed to avoid it. And I should roll for her. She takes half, which is 5. Which becomes that.
Wait, didn't you already roll the athletics for her?
This is all Constitution save to avoid taking damage. Or
Okay,
to take
that was
less
my mistake.
damage, I should say. So let's roll one more athletics for her. Oh, I can just roll that from her sheet, can't I? Okay.
Gotcha.
Wait a second, did I? I must have double-clicked that. Well, we'll go with Nat 20. Nat 20 works. And you can go ahead and roll me in athletics as well, Inanna.
Okay. Un momento, por favor. Sorry, I'm like, technically changing into my pajamas at this point. Athletics?
Athletics, yes. Okay, so that is... I would say with her assistance, it's hard to tell from this distance, and with all the churning chaos going on, it seems like you're getting a little closer to the ship, but you're nowhere near close to it at this point.
Okay.
How did I get all the way up there? Sorry, I lost my place in my notes.
Alright. Again, time
So-
for chaos.
At this point,
Time for Captain Perry to die.
is this the end? Thrown around violently in the
Possibly.
darkness, you come to a sudden realization. Everybody but Perry here. There is air to breathe. Stale air, to be sure, pungent with the concentrated smell of salt and mildew, but air nonetheless. As the ship is apparently pushed away from the turbulent maelstrom on a decreasingly violent torrent of waves, the roar of the plummeting brine becomes less and less audible. Behind it, you hear more and more clearly a rhythmic, metallic thrumming deep enough to resonate in your very bones and seeming to come from all directions at once. It is dark down here. There is just a bit of light trickling in through the opening above. You apparently are underneath the maelstrom at this point. Perry,
What, is
you
this
are...
fucking, World of Warcraft?
Possibly. Perry, you are no longer stunned. You may make me an athletics check. Inanna and Aaron no longer need to make
a fucking good one.
Yeah. You make your way to the surface, and you're able to breathe. You are definitely bruised and battered and, very bad looking. There's, broken and bent feathers all over the place. And
So do I get pulled into that area as well? Or no?
everyone is in this area, yes. That's the reason. The water is slightly calmer down here is the reason you didn't have disadvantage on that roll. But it is definitely still turbulent as you're basically being pushed away from... it's almost like inverse maelstrom. You've got this pool of water that you're in, and the waves are pushing away from the maelstrom and basically pushing you outward. You don't know toward what. Nobody can see... Really, it's just a dark expanse around it. Even those of you with dark vision, you can't see far enough to see anything.
What am I supposed to be rolling?
Athletics. You already did that, didn't you?
You're
Or
fine.
was that from before?
No, that was from before.
Okay. Yeah, you basically. Oh, and let's roll for Erin. I don't think that'll be a problem, but you never know when she's going to nat one. Yeah. Oh, she's got advantage on this because of being Triton, so she's fine. Yeah, you basically you find yourself stable at service. Sorry, what's that?
Since I broke the surface, am I actually able to fly now again, or no?
You don't feel like you can. You feel like you need to like get onto some dry land and like dry out your wing feathers and let your muscles stretch out because they have been, like I said, battered at this point.
Okay, then I'm just gonna lay down and start breathing as much as I can.
Yeah, you do kind of a dead man's float. You are a very light bird, so you don't really. And with your experience on the water, you don't really have much trouble at this point staying afloat enough to at least to breathe. So, Talia, you were last we left off. You were in the captain's quarters with the mother and daughter.
Right.
So you felt more than saw this happen. Although there are actual windows in this quarters, not the little round portals, but there's actual windows, so you could see a little bit of what was going on. You seem to have dropped into the eye of the maelstrom, and suddenly things are not calm, but the ship's not torn to pieces, and you're not dead. So you're not quite sure what's going on.
Something's going on. Not sure what.
The mother and daughter are just like gripping the furniture for dear life, just like still kind of screaming, honestly.
Shut the fuck up.
It's alright. It's not as bad, but not calm.
God, they should be so glad that she's in there instead of me. They should be so glad. Call themselves lucky.
I just sit on bed, use my lyre to start playing a song to help calm them down.
Hey, roll me a performance check, please. Or a lyre. I guess no. Why don't you roll me both? Actually, a performance check and a lyre instrument check, tool check.
There's my performance.
Very nice.
And my lyre.
So it seems like basically. Oh, let me roll something for them. They are both visibly calmed by this. The mother looks over and says, "That's beautiful. It's a unique sound, one I've never heard before." See, they seem to have for the moment have kind of forgotten about their panic, and they're calming down. So mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God they shut the hell up.
It's something I learned from back home.
And where is home exactly?
It's hard to explain.
I mean, well, actually, does she know this? Let's roll something for her. You appear to be an aquatic race of some variety. Elf.
Sea elf, actually.
This must all be rather unexciting for you. I mean, I'm sure the sea doesn't hold nearly as the fear for you that it does for ones like us.
Not really. Actually, I'm traveling away from home for the first time.
I understand the feeling. We owned a pig farm, Vernal and I guess it's mine now. Rather successful operation, but it kept us busy. We got to see many travelers, but we didn't get to see the world. This was our one chance to do that. No.
Easy.
Yeah, I understand. Death isn't new to me, or to Agatha here, really. What do we do? I mean, what's even going on? I thought we'd be dead.
So did I. I'm not sure what's happening. I do know this much, though. To keep his memory alive in your hearts, remember the good times with him, and live for him.
She
Sorry, I
nods.
just vomited a little bit.
You're an asshole.
Well, it's a good thing Inanna's not here to hear it.
Yeah. And Anna chokes on her own vomit and dies. The end.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd love to kill off your favorite character, Jay.
I would. So I should kill off somebody else. Oh, ooh, no.
Oh, I just realized something.
What?
My rat is still on the ship.
Your rat is still on the ship, yeah. Matter of fact,
And he's probably dead, actually.
does Find Familiar... Do you know with Find Familiar when your familiar has actually been killed? Or reduced to 0 hit points?
I don't know.
Let me look at the spell real quick.
I mean, he'd probably be dead if he was with me, no matter what. But
Yeah. I'm going to say you don't know at this point. He definitely has not jumped in the water with you yet.
do we see the ship, by the way? At this point,
You don't have dark vision, right?
I don't think I do.
You don't see the ship.
But I don't. I think my eye might have something actually, but I'm not sure. But no, I don't have dark vision there. But I feel like the eye did have something.
It has see invisibility. It has detect magic that you can activate, and then it has the advantage on perception rolls. But that's not going to help you with darkness.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
you're
basically,
struggling to
roll.
see a foot in front of your face at this point. You can kind of tell based on the sound, and of course, being an experienced sailor, that the noise of the storm is behind you, and the noise of whatever this metallic thrumming is kind of seems to be coming from ahead of you. Actually, roll me a perception check. Yeah, that's about all you can tell based on the sound.
Mm. Well, time to die. Whee! The waterfall that's definitely coming.
So meanwhile, just to speed things up here, Inanna, I assume that you are swimming.
Yes.
Uh,
Try.
and Aaron is assisting you. So you basically... Oh, does Aaron have dark vision? You have dark vision.
Dark vision.
You could direct Aaron, and then Aaron can go, probably.
Oh, Aaron.
But considering the fact that he goes under the water, or she goes under the water, I think that you're fine.
Joker, why do you not put racial abilities on your sheet? Let me look this up real quick. It had to be an oddball race, too. I need to look up Triton 5e so I don't get all this mythology stuff.
I mean, I pretty much chose it, as you said, an oddball race, but at least I remembered to put the racial abilities.
CJ did all of this for me, so I really didn't have to do any of the work.
Okay, so they do have dark vision. So basically, you and Aaron are able to make your way back to the ship. At some length, the waves are still pretty heavy, and The ship is in tatters, still floating, but definitely taking on water. You make your way back. You manage to climb aboard. The decks look about as bad as the exterior of it did.
Also, also, I was just checking. I do have low light vision, 60 feet, and I can see in darkness as if it were dim light.
Yeah, so you have dark vision. Essentially, there's no such thing as low light vision in 5th edition. It's all been rolled into dark vision.
Right.
Which is kind of something I don't like about 5th edition, but I don't want to mess with the rules too much. At this point, those of you on the ship, there is a sudden jarring crunch as what's left of the Colossal suddenly pushes its way up onto a sandy shore. The metallic thrumming is almost deafening at this point and coming mostly from the direction of the shore, but you can vaguely make out panicked crew members yelling at each other to gird the hull. Likely a good precaution as the waves, while much less violent now, continue to crash against the now immobilized ship, threatening to pulverize her.
Did I get to the land, by the way?
You were just floating at this point?
I'm going to start trying to move towards the sound.
Okay. You can definitely do that. Roll me an athletics, please.
Okay.
With disadvantage.
No disadvantage. Well, that's a good roll. Yeah, you basically... and roll me a perception, please, as well.
No advantage?
No advantage, no disadvantage. This is just mostly an auditory perception roll.
That was shit.
Yeah, you heard... You're not exactly... You heard the noise of the ship... what you must assume was the ship grounding itself. You could... With everything else going on sonically, you couldn't really get a specific direction. You know it's ahead of you. You don't know if it's like to your left, to your right, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So you swim, what you guess is the best direction, and actually high or low in your favor.
High.
Okay. You do actually, after a few minutes, you catch sight of the ship, again, grounded against what looks like a sandbar of some sort, or a sandy beach area. And again, looks like the waves are continuing to pound against it. Based on your knowledge as a sailor, this is not a sustainable situation. Even if they gird the hull, too long spent in that kind of position is just going to break the ship to pieces. It is
onto the ship and say, we have to get out of here as soon as possible.
You're going to need to basically drag yourself out of the water at this point, because again, your wings are too weak to fly right now.
Yeah.
But
I'll use my claws to climb back up.
Yeah, so you climb back up onto the ship. There are just people like rushing around in chaos. Nobody knows what's going on. And what are you shouting?
Calm down. We need to get we need to get out of here, and we need to get the ship to safety. We can't stay here for much longer. Otherwise, we are all going to die.
Well, let's see who's around in the immediate vicinity to answer you. So that is... You see, actually, that gigantic Siamese tabaxi from the kitchen, which I don't think saw directly, but that was already described, so I'm not going to spend too much time describing him. He kind of looks over you and just kind of grunts. And that is dead. Let's go to the next roll. You see, there is actually, this is a new one. Incidentally, by the way, this is full body artwork. This does not necessarily mean she's a more important NPC. She's just one of the first ones I drew before I figured out that I didn't have time to draw them all full body. So, that out of the way. But you see, there's a tiefling woman here. She is on the other sheet. She's a woman of impressive proportions. She's a full 6.5 feet in height. Her frame, the lithe musculature of a dancer or an acrobat. Her skin is a dusky gray, her eyes a startling orange, and a pair of goat-like horns adorn her mane of lustrous black hair. There's a lithe tail that flicks sinuously behind her, between twin tasseled scimitars she wears at her hips. Of course, her clothing is drenched and torn, and her hair is a mess at this point. But that is who you see. She at this point looks over to you, like kind of makes eye contact, and starts making hand gestures at you. I would like you to roll me an insight. And let me roll a... Just FYI, this is not an opposed roll. This is actually both of you rolling to try to help to try to assist understanding here, because you don't speak sign language, I take it.
No.
Okay, so let me pull open her sheet, and that will be a... So yeah, after just a little bit of kind of scratching your head over what she's trying to tell you, it seems like she's trying to say, if you have any suggestions, I'd like to hear them.
So I'm gonna say, all right, start grabbing any barrels that we have down. We need to get as much of the barrels that are down in the decks that we aren't using, and start using them to start repairing the ship as much as we can. And we also need to start getting the ship in further up on the further up, so that we don't so that it's not getting hit by the waves as much.
Can you roll me a... Do you have any kind of nautical knowledge or sea vessel skill or anything like that?
I don't think that there's actually one that I specifically have.
Gosh, what kind of pirate are you? Then roll me a wisdom check, please. Yeah, based on what you're seeing on the shore here, moving it up higher is not going to help. I mean, the way unless you're moving it completely out of the water, which is probably a feat of engineering beyond what the crew is capable of.
Okay. So, what do I know would be the best option to get the ship to safety?
Really, the best option would be to get it off of the sandbar, and to try to find someplace else to beach it, someplace where the water is gentler. Just anchor it in open water. But even in the open water in this area, there's a lot of turbulence, so you might have similar issues there. But it would be less severe because the ship is actually able to move some when it's anchored.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that, but also say if you can start breaking down any boxes, barrels that are not currently in use, and to patch up as many holes as you can below.
She does another set of hand gestures, which I wish that we were at a table or had some kind of video chat going, because this is tough to convey by speaking. But I need you to go ahead and roll me another insight check, please. Oof. All right. Apparently you're not a good communicator today.
What happened to the captain is what I'm wondering.
She seems to be saying that's not a good idea. Actually, no, with your insight... Yeah, she seems to be saying that's not a good idea.
Trell.
See, it's not just the PCs that roll natural ones in this campaign.
I'm gonna turn to the Tabaxi. Can you understand her? It would be really helpful if I had someone to communicate.
Let me roll something for him. I'm happy you guys are finally running into all these NPCs I made. Well, not all of them, but a good deal of them. I had fun with this Tabaxi, I'll have to say. I had fun with both of these. She's actually a port from another campaign. So he is going to roll insight.
Oh, so you're just reusing characters on us?
Yep. Deal with it. He kind of grunts, looks over at her, looks back at you, shrugs. She's going to try again, actually, because it looks like you haven't caught her gist. She's going to roll an insight on you, actually. To be fair. Oh, that's the wrong insight. Shame it was a natural 20, too.
We could still use that roll and just use her modifier.
That's true, we could. That's probably the fair way to do it. So insight... Okay, it's not crazy impressive, but let's... She kind of, like, her head dips forward, her mouth opens, like... You kind of... It's a little bit tough to tell, but, I mean, it's... You finally get that she's just kind of making a silent sigh. She tries again. Where is it? So go ahead and roll me another insight.
Does she only speak, or does she only sign language?
That's the impression you're getting, yes. She doesn't seem to have a problem hearing you, though. You get that much. Whether she's reading lips or just not deaf to begin with.
Okay. Insight?
Or
oh, fudge.
reading
That sucks.
Oh, good God.
What the fuck is wrong with these rolls? In my process, I'm going to be also saying something like, I'm going to be saying, do you understand any of the languages that I'm speaking, as I switch to each of the different, to Aarakocra, Auran, and then Elvish, and I'm going to say it in all three languages. I'm going to say, do you understand this? Do you understand this? Do you understand this?
You were speaking to her first in common, though, right?
Yes.
She did seem to understand that. So what are you speaking to her in?
Aarakocra first, then Auran, and then Elvish.
She doesn't respond to any of those.
Okay.
Or she just kind of... She kind of gives a shrug at those, basically.
Okay. Oh. Bro. Shit.
So, in any case, what do you get out of this sign? Yeah, you're just not quite sure what she's trying to say with this, honestly. You don't get anything one way or the other.
I'm gonna have. We're gonna have a lot of difficulty talking. Please, just find any. See what you can do about what I just said. It's probably the best option. If I'm gonna try and if the captain is still around, then I'm gonna go talk to him. He'll more than likely agree with me. Otherwise, I think I outrank everyone else on this ship.
All right. So. Out of character, that's presumptuous of you. So she actually...
it is actually what he is.
He has no authority on this ship.
No,
just because you're a captain doesn't mean you can order somebody else's crew around.
As a naval captain, he would actually still outrank a lot of these people, though.
Yeah, but it's not your command. And as a naval captain, you would know that. They're sworn to follow the captain's orders, not some schmuck who's a passenger, regardless of rank. I mean, if you were an admiral or something, maybe. But then again, they're not in the Navy. This is a civilian ship. Where was I? Okay, so she basically nods. You see her go down below deck. Tabaxi looks over at you like... He appears, actually, looking at him closely, he appears to kind of be bristling a little bit. Like his tail is poofed. He kind of looks over at you sidelong.
What?
You want me to help with that?
Yes, please do.
He kind of, at this point, just starts walking downstairs. The decks are actually shaking under this guy. Like, you're a little bit afraid with the state of disrepair that he'll just fall through, but he goes down to help. So,
All right, and I go look for the captain.
you go look for the captain. Roll me an investigation check, please.
He's dead, isn't he?
Well, he's not dead. It does.
And I am asking people where if they know where the captain is.
Actually, while this is happening, because that's going to take a while to search for the captain, what is everybody else doing?
I don't know. I'm just saying that if Inanna saw the little, like, sign language woman, she like it.
Where would you have been on the ship? Probably on the main deck.
No.
Unless, I would guess you were probably around the main deck, so you probably would have, Actually, roll me perception.
Okay. Oh, no. Person?
Oh, yeah, you definitely saw her. She's very distinctive.
Yeah.
And big.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw her after, doing a brief, apparently sign language conversation with Perry and this giant tabaxi person who you could not miss seeing, went down below decks. Actually, both of them went down below decks.
Does he not know sign?
You tell me.
Does he know any kind of language?
Well, is it in your languages?
I don't know. I don't know what my languages are. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, hang on. Let me check your
Language.
sheet.
Light, thieves' cant, infernal, undercommon, and common celestial.
No, none of those are sign, unfortunately.
Alright. But as for right now, Inanna's probably just trying to, like, recoup her strength for a second and, like, just kind of, like, sitting on deck and
Fair enough.
breathing.
Yeah.
To keep the mother and daughter calm, I was actually showing the daughter because I know it'll calm the mother, the daughter being calm a little bit. I was showing her the turtle shell lyre, like telling them how I made it from the turtle shell, like basically coming up with that I had found the shell washed up, and I decided to make the lyre out of it.
This is a true
Wow,
story.
what a liar.
This is the true story.
No, but
Oh, so you're not going to tell them that you shanked a turtle and stole a shell for your instrument?
no, I didn't kill the turtle.
No, a turtle, the sentient ones.
No.
That'd be a lot bigger of an instrument, actually. That'd be more like a wash tub base or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they seem kind of fascinated by the story. Still obviously freaked out with good reason. After a few minutes, though, the captain does wander in. Did I leave him on the map, or did I? No, I took him off the map, I'm pretty sure. So you are up here. Yeah, he wanders because you are in his quarters.
Yeah.
And he knows that basically the mother and daughter are back here, and he actually would you have locked the door?
I don't know if she locked it, because remember I came in to.
Yeah, I
You
think
said
she
she
just
shut it.
at that point she just shut it. So basically, the captain opens the door, wanders in. Are you all right?
We're fine. A little shaken, but fine.
It's good. I won't sugarcoat things. We are in quite dire straits right now. We're sucked into the heart of a maelstrom, and we are apparently whatever lies beneath now.
How far up on shore did the ship go?
Well, I've spoken to the crewman. It's definitely grounded. Would take a effort of either a strength of elephantine proportions, or it would take the crew working non-stop several days to get the Colossus off of this sandbank. Which, given the current weather scenario, given the current waves, does not seem like the ship will last that long.
Unfortunate.
There is hope. I'm not sure what manner of place we are in, but there is breathable air. There is land. So all is not lost. You just
So
need.
it sounds like we make camp and we recolonize.
Have I found him yet? Do I come into the crew yet, or the captain's quarters, to talk to him?
I'm guessing at this point that you would have probably thought to look there, yeah, so you can wander in at this point.
Captain, good. Glad that I found you. I don't know the exact state of the ship, but I did notice how badly it was damaged. What do you think?
The damage is rather severe. I being a realist, much as I would hope this is not the case, the Colossal is probably lost.
Shit.
We are, as I was telling these ladies, there is a shore of some variety. There is breathable air here. So wherever we are, perhaps there is hope at least for our survival, if not the ship's.
In that case, we should probably start unloading the ship. Get all of the food supplies to a safe location, and those who cannot assist to that same location.
We're already working on it.
I'm afraid I might have told some of your crew to start helping up with repairing the ship. If you believe it's a lost cause, we might want to tell them to.
Girding the ship is never a bad idea. I've informed my crew to do that as well. It will prolong the amount of time we have to unload the ship and the passengers safely, if nothing else. Perhaps the waves will calm, and if that is the case, perhaps the Colossal may be salvaged.
Hopefully.
We should probably start taking down the mast as well.
You notice that's already basically happened. Matter of fact, much of the masts have been just torn away, but what's left, they basically been folded away and furled, basically.
Okay. Yeah. We should probably start using the canvases as tents, and hopefully that will at least keep us warm enough.
It is. You notice it's not particularly. I mean, it's not hot down here for sure, but it's not particularly cold either. Like, have you ever been in just? It's
also not nighttime yet, so.
But have you ever been in just like a massive cave system, where it's like it more or less maintains a temperature of like 60 to 65 degrees year round, just because there's no interaction with the elements?
True.
This is what it feels like down here, essentially.
Okay. I'm still thinking that's going to get colder as more of the maelstrom starts, as more water gets pulled in. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a possibility. The seawater is colder than the cavern itself, for sure.
Do we know what that loud clanging sound is?
Are you asking this in character?
Yes.
I will admit to a certain curiosity to that myself, but I have not had the men to spare to investigate. Perhaps I could beg your assistance in that endeavor.
I'm afraid I'm not much use right now. I mostly just want to make sure that everyone's getting to safety before I knock myself out.
Fair enough. The investigation can wait until the passengers and crew are safely on dry land. if you are if any of you, I should say, are in a state to assist with the unloading and the offboarding, then I would be most grateful for your assistance in that.
I'll get on that.
So, long story short, you guys do manage to get the passengers and crew off board. Much of the supplies have been ruined just due to the ship taking on a lot of water. Some of it has actually been washed away in the current. You would estimate there's probably about half of your stocks of food and fresh water that are in decent enough condition to consume. Some of the bread has gotten soggy and stuff like that. It's not great meals, but it will sustain people. Of course, a lot of the actual, cargo and valuables have been lost out of the hold as well. A lot of passengers and crew are either entirely missing or they have been found dead in the water or on the ship just due to the battering of the storm. So it's a very somber occasion as these people are being marched out. You notice the crew of the ship, they basically are putting on essentially a mass funeral service for those that they've lost. Basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Imploring Nemesis, who is the god of death in the underworld, to give them a merciful and pleasant afterlife, essentially. So it's, eventually, it takes a while because most of the timber is soaked. But eventually they get a kind of bonfire going, so you can kind of see the surrounding area. I should move you onto this other map here. You're not going to see much on here, but there is a corner that is revealed, unless I goofed. So if you scroll down and to your right, you should find an area that is visible.
Don't. Oh, there it is.
So you see basically that ship-shaped thing is the actual ship. And let me pull up my other window real quick to reveal that, because otherwise it's going to be kind of boring to those watching. There we go. So this is not to scale. First of all, these are not 5-foot squares. This is just kind of the area that you can see with your, with your meager light sources and dark vision, etc. You can see basically the shore. You can see the ship, some of the surrounding area. Again, loudly in your ears is this metallic thrumming, louder even than the waves crashing. And it seems to be coming not only from, the direction of the shore, but kind of from all around to an extent.
Oops.
Oh, yeah.
But you basically you managed to, again, fast forwarding this a little bit, you managed to get shelters set up using the pieces of the ship's canvas, using bits of lumber, barrels, etc. You managed to get shelter set up for most of the people. It's not exactly luxury accommodations, but it's enough to keep them out of the elements. And you guys can definitely get a short rest at this point. If you want to try for a long rest, you may try for that as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording because that seems like a consensus that we're coming back to this.
Right.
Good night, folks that are watching this, and we'll see you, if not next week, then soon.
No, but everyone should totally subscribe both to Backwater J as well as all 3 of my other channels.
As well as
And only those.
Well, really, everybody should subscribe to Jay's channel, or I'm gonna gut them just like I'm about to gut this halfling.